Who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Celebrate the gift-giving season with Bromberg's Vietri Holiday Collections. Italian-made and hand-painted, 20% off all Vietri purchases all week long. Make it a holiday to remember with new additions to Bromberg's best-selling Lastra Holiday and Old St. Nick patterns. Handcrafted, timeless artwork for your table with authentic Italian craftsmanship and quality. And did you know you can also create a wish list at Bromberg's? Make it easy for Santa to get you exactly what you want for Christmas this year by creating a Bromberg's wish list. And you can unwrap a gift from Bromberg's that you love.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round. I'm absolutely loving my Alfa Romeo Stelvio that I've been in for months now, and right now you can get up to $3,500 bonus cash plus 1.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2021 Alfa Romeo Giulias and the Stelvios at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com, 1837 Grants Mill Road, exit 27, right off of I-459.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Let Holly Mack Wilson put you in a new home for the holidays. A new place to have a family Thanksgiving dinner. A new place to put up the Christmas tree and hide the presents. A new place to ring in the new year with friends and family. Holly Mack Wilson, putting a new meaning to home for the holidays. Call Holly Mack Wilson today, 205-901-9446. That's 205-901-9446. Holly Mack Wilson, a Tuscaloosa Keller Williams agent.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Today I have some tips on how to stay healthy. Number 1, get some cardio. 2, get a proper fitting on your shoes to get the most out of that cardio. Our in-store fit specialist will match your feet with the perfect New Balance shoe so you get the perfect fit. Come see us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Experience the difference a custom fit makes today at New Balance Birmingham.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Excalibur Services, a name you can now trust for all your plumbing needs. Call 205-718-8688 for all your residential HVAC, electrical, and now plumbing needs. Excalibur Services, Alabama license 15214.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
All right, Vulcan Tire every day brings us 3 and Out. Rockstar does it for us on Thursday. I tried to jump a day ahead yesterday, let Rockstar do it yesterday, but it was the bad. Used to have a clock right here that said the date on it and had the Thursday on it, Wednesday. We had that for a couple hours earlier today, and I was going to make big use of that because I get lost on the days sometimes. But today is Thursday, so Rockstar is standing by with that. It's brought to you by our friends at Vulcan Tires.
If you need to get that car winterized, make sure you take it to see our friends, locally owned and operated, Vulcan Tire and Automotive. They do such fantastic work, from brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more. They can do it bumper to bumper for you and your family. 4 locations and online, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
First down.
What's a band that you cannot get into simply because of the singer's voice?
I mean, I didn't really like the band before, but Creed, the dude's voice.
You don't like the way he does his voice.
Oh, my gosh.
That's his natural voice, man.
Is it really his natural voice?
Do you? I mean, I don't know how you feel on Creed. I know there's a lot of Creed fans out there, but that sound kills me.
It does, Q. It's Creed, the theory of Creed and Nickelback, where they're two huge bands, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, you're a dork or a loser if you listen to either one. It's
I've never heard that about Creed. I've heard that about Nickelback. Was like a running
Creed
thing.
and Nickelback they're huge selling artists that all of a sudden just one day you're just the biggest loser if you like those bands.
Well,
like
I think that's weird. I just
everybody
didn't like the
had those
sound
albums.
of Scott Stapp.
Yes, but the music is great though.
Yeah, I mean that's an overdone, cut or slight earlier when I was trying to do the Mike Bobo segment. That was one of them. Mike Bobo likes Nickelback. That was they do that all the time.
Yeah, again, I'd never heard that about Creed.
Crash Test Dummies. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Did they have more than that one song?
Afternoons and Coffee Spoons was a good song.
Can you do that song?
What is it that makes me just a little bit queasy?
Mine is
Geddy Lee from Rush.
Really? You don't like Geddy Lee from Rush?
I'm not a big fan either.
I didn't. I always
that voice.
I always thought I was not cool. I would lie and tell other people that I liked Rush because that was it was popular when I was in high school, and they were like, "Oh man, Rush!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, love Rush."
I wasn't
hated Rush,
but my older brother loved Rush and went to one of their final concerts, like in Vancouver, a couple of years ago on their final tour, and I think they did a big documentary. But like Neil Peart, like he is a great drummer, so I can respect that.
He also wrote all the lyrics.
But just that, I agree with the Geddy Lee sound.
Mine would be, not that I want to hear a ton of Rascal Flatts, but boy, that lead singer, man,
that is a whiny voice.
Yeah, whiny voice.
My dad's favorite artist of all time is George Jones.
Oh, the possum.
And I appreciate it now. But when I was growing up, I would always think to myself, how do you like this guy? I mean, come on. Like, I never even thought, like, Johnny Cash had a good voice, but eventually you mature and you appreciate what you're listening to. And I appreciate George Jones now, but there was a time in my life I was like, are you kidding me? Like, Roy Orbison, did not like that guy.
I'll tell you.
This is a great voice.
Yeah, I like Roy Orbison. That's a unique voice. Automatic change for me is that Billie Eilish girl. Her music is horrendous.
Oh, it's great.
Horrendous music.
I think she is super talented.
I'd rather listen to anything than Billie Eilish.
You know why you like it? It sounds like the soundtrack of every documentary or movie you like.
It sounds like somebody's head getting lopped off.
I think it's so unique.
No, it is good. It is good.
So awful music.
Second down.
Worst. Ugh.
What is your favorite movie that doesn't have a happy ending?
You guys are going to ask me that?
All of them.
We have the rest of the segment for Lance.
I mean, one that would jump out. So the roommate watched The Departed for the first time ever, like 3-4 weeks ago. And there's a lot of chaos at the end of that movie. You'll give me that, right?
There's not a happy ending.
Yeah, a little bit.
But there is a happy ending to that. So with all that said, I'll go Mystic River. Mystic River is a great film.
Yeah.
That if you haven't seen it yet, it's not my fault. It's been out 20 years. But Sean Penn and Tim Robbins and Clint Eastwood directs. But the ending of that is...
It's a rough movie.
It's really hard to take.
Yeah. This Buff says is Lance going to tell us out Dear Zachary.
Yeah.
It does not have
that wasn't the ending.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
That was start to finish.
Don't watch it.
A good one for one that I saw was Shutter Island.
Yeah, that's a good
It's an
flick.
open-ended ending, but it's like, oh my God, that's sad. Like it's just a sad ending.
It was sad.
Titanic for me.
Yeah, you didn't see it coming. Thought these guys were going to get to America, have a fun time.
Oh, because she drops the medallion?
Yeah.
The spoiler alert. Would you say Saving Private Ryan's a happy ending? I mean, like everything leading up to that one scene
Not
in the
for Tom
cemetery.
Hanks.
No, but that's not necessarily the ending.
no,
The ending is the Matt Damon character.
Well, I think it is based on this. And look, if you haven't seen that, it's on you. Based on they had a mission, and whether everybody agreed with it or not, they completed their mission.
They did.
And they got him back to his family, to his mom.
And there he is with his family at the end.
And he creates more of a family. It gives me chills to even talk about
So,
it. So
that
I
is a
think
happy
it was a
ending.
happy
Yeah.
ending. Absolutely.
That's a tough one.
Third down.
What is a luxury item you would never buy, even if you could afford it?
A bidet.
That's a good one.
Yeah, 'cause I don't need 3.
I mean, look, I don't know if you guys have ever used one. They're kind of neat, you know, but
this
there
is
is no
kinda neat.
chance. Like, I would be almost
right.
embarrassed. Now, you guys know I had a urinal at my former
I
house.
do know that, yeah.
Which was a fun little novelty. But, you know, a ceramic toilet probably costs a couple $100. I'm not even sure. But a bidet, I'm sure, is probably kind of pricey. But I've used one. I can see why some people might like them, but there's no chance I would ever have.
Can
a
you
bidet.
tell me the story of using one? Like where were you?
It was hotel. Just
I've used one in a hotel as well, and I just don't like the
away.
sensation it gives you.
Mark has it at the house. Love my bidet, he says.
Well, good for you. I mean,
Unless
I'm
that
not-
could be a
I'm
great
not
dog
hating.
name, I guess. Bidet. Here, bidet.
Can't hide it. You got a bidet.
I'll be honest, I've never used one. I think I know what one is. It squirts water back up on the backside, right, to keep
No,
your
it's a
You're
clean
water
supposed
fresh.
to drink it. It freshens
Yeah.
your breath.
Yeah.
And it
It's
cleans
glacial
you,
water.
refreshes you, and then you
Yeah.
towel off
Some people
afterwards.
say it refreshes you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I didn't like the feeling.
I think it refreshes some, but I think it is a cleaner version of just the regular wipe.
Right. No, I have no problem with that. I like the old the disposable wipes that you
Still
have
not
now.
supposed to flush those, though. Don't flush them.
Yeah. Don't tell the folks at Blue Lakes. I'll drop one in there occasionally.
Yeah, we'll get a note about that.
Yeah, but a bidet, it's not my cup of tea.
Anybody else want to answer?
Mine's a look.
I forgot the question at this point.
I'm not a big car guy.
What's
Like, I don't
Lance's
care-
4 downs? What's a luxury item
Yeah.
you would never buy even if you could afford it?
I'm not a big car guy.
I should
like,
send it to you before.
I like a nice car, but I mean, like the over-the-top Rolls Royce and stuff like that, do not care. Does nothing for me.
4th down.
At your
Jewelry
current
for me is the answer.
at your
Jewelry,
current
yeah.
age, what is a simple thing that you regret not doing yet?
Okay, this is not going to sound simple, but I've had 2 opportunities, and there were times when flights weren't that expensive, but I had 2 trips set up to Europe, one to Amsterdam. I kick myself because the older I get, the less I like to fly,
Right.
the less I like to travel, and to have those opportunities to go to Europe, and I haven't been yet. And again, I know that sounds ridiculous that you say simple, but you know, there was a time where you could get a round trip flight $500 to Europe. And I just had multiple opportunities and I haven't gone, and I still want to go really bad, but I just don't want to travel that far right now.
Yeah, I thought when I said go to Italy, everyone's going, oh, that's not simple at all. I said simple, but if, you know, Lance is there too, me is go to Italy. I've always wanted to go to Italy. Here I am 45 and I've never done it.
What's kept you from doing it?
I mean, just, I don't know. I guess loading the kids up. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Yeah, and before people unload and talk about a European trip's not simple, Dunaway's favorite slice of heaven 30A. If you spend a week down there, you probably could do a 4-day weekend in Europe for what you spend on 30A.
No doubt, but I still would prefer going to 30A. I enjoy that because it's quick and relaxing.
But I'm saying if you could teleport,
once I get to Italy,
if you could go to Spain, if you go to the coast of Spain.
Once I got there, it'd be fine. It's getting there,
I'm
and
right
the
there with you.
stress of leaving the country, it stresses me out.
Yeah, once I landed, I'd be dreading the flight the entire time back.
And that's it for me. I regret not learning a foreign language. I really do. I mean, I've passed foreign languages 3 times now in my life, but I know no foreign language at all, no word in foreign language. I do well to get us through 4 hours with English daily, but I regret not being able. I'd love to be able to speak Spanish.
You know, it's one of those things, if you really would have started out at an early age. I had this conversation with my daughter the other night at dinner. I said, you know, you've still got a great opportunity to learn a second language. You know, you're 18 years old, and within 5 or 6 years, not that you would master it, but you could be somewhat fluent if you really wanted to have that as a hobby.
Just a simple thing, like there's a lady who works up here that's very nice, and we see her in the hallway all the time. I don't think she understands anything I tell her every day walking in the hallway, telling her, hope you're having a nice day, you have a good night's sleep. Man, it's hot outside. I don't think she understands one word. I'd love to be able to drop that in Spanish to her.
And you run into a lot of people up here I don't run into.
Is it the lady that cleans our door all the time?
Yeah, she does it constantly.
Nice lady.
That lady is working.
You don't think she understands what I said?
I mean, bits and pieces.
Oh.
But
poco.
I get into a very deep conversation with her. You know, like, God, Brown goes over the top sometimes when I ask him a simple question. He goes ranting about the Texas Tech radio crew, and she just laughs. And it's like,
Well, you don't
Have
think
a
they're a
good
bunch
day.
of hacks doing that?
That is our 3 and Out today, brought to you by our friends at Vulcan Tires.
Again, anything you need, bumper to bumper, these guys can handle, locally owned and operated. Get that car winterized today. Go see our friends. 4 locations and online, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Why would they want Iowa State to win the game? That was the other part. Why would the Big 12 want that to happen?
We are back in just a second with more from TJ Finley, a unique relationship with Cam Newton, the former Auburn quarterback, and Nick Saban sending a warning sign. Shane Beamer with us at 11:15, all coming up on the Next Round.
Follow the Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
The best food with the best sports is at Walk-On Sports Bistro, and they're now hiring for the Stadium Trace location near the Hoover Met. Walk-On's has top pay for experienced kitchen staff, servers, bartenders, bussers, hostesses, and to-go cashiers. And yes, health benefits are available. Go by the new Walk-On's location at Stadium Trace in Hoover and apply today. Hiring is happening on site 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. This is your chance to join the championship team at Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Hoover.
When it came to furnishing the new facilities here at the Next Round, there was only one call we made, and that was to Richie Hamer at Business Interiors right here in Birmingham. Richie and Business Interiors have a true passion for interiors and the talent to bring the client's vision to life. Through their vast selection of great designer furniture, Richie and BI will stop at nothing to make the experience great for the client. Repeat clients trust Richie and Business Interiors because he does what he says, and the guys will deliver on their promises. Leave it to Richie and Business Interiors to incorporate creativity into every space in your corporate setting. To set up an appointment, call Richie today. 205-837-2497. That's 205-837-2497. Or just go visit Richie at the BI showroom today. They're located 2309 5th Avenue South in Birmingham. Again, the entire studios here at the Next Round furnished by our friends at Business Interiors. Go see them today, 5th Avenue South in Birmingham.
At ERA King Real Estate, they're empowered by technology and driven by community. I'm Jim Denaway, and my friends at ERA King have the most extensive training and the most innovative tools in the business. And they're opening their 10th office location in Central Alabama this month. To find your agent, text the word MOVE, M-O-V-E, to 35260. That's MOVE to 35260. ERA King Real Estate, growing to serve you.
After years searching for a classic jacket that was functional in the field and the city, Tom Beckby couldn't find one he liked, so he decided to make his own. Since designing that first jacket in 2015, Tom Beckby has continued to draw inspiration from natural settings to produce classic outdoor equipment with time-tested rugged materials. Visit the brand new Tom Beckby store in Mountain Brook Village, a local business with the goal of outfitting you for the outdoors here in Alabama and wherever the road takes you. Mountain Brook Village or online TomBeckby.com. That's Tom, BECKBE.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Getting the whole family into comfortable shoes can be an incredible feat, but not at New Balance Birmingham. We have the largest selection and inventory of any specialty shoe store, and our fit specialists will match your feet with the perfect New Balance shoe. Come see us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Experience the difference a custom fit makes today at New Balance Birmingham.
The Next Round and Academy Sports and Outdoors are teaming up to give away shopping sprees to families of those in the military who are killed or disabled in the line of duty. Folds of Honor is a charity organization that gives scholarships to the children of those heroic men and women. To donate, go to foldsofhonor.org.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by Excalibur Services, a name you can now trust for all your plumbing needs. Call 205-718-8688 for all your residential HVAC, electrical, and now plumbing needs. Excalibur Services, Alabama license 15214.
Anytime you use the phrase world famous, it means something. Gus's Fried Chicken is in fact world famous. It's been featured in GQ, Forbes, The Washington Post, on the Food Network, and the Travel Channel, and Gus's recipe has been around since 1953. It's routinely ranked the top spot for the best fried chicken in multiple U.S. publications. Visit 2201 2nd Avenue South or online GusFriedChicken.com. Gus's is a great catering option for office and holiday parties, and they even cook on site. Get the family meal on the drive home at 2201 2nd Avenue South or visit online GusFriedChicken.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Boy, baseball money is good money. Justin Verlander, buzz a little bit, maybe he would go to the Braves with a one-year deal, sticking in Houston with the Astros, 1 year, $25 million. That's what he'll get paid to be an Astro again this year. As we come into another hour, we'll talk to Shane Beamer, head coach of South Carolina, facing Auburn this week, coming up at 11:15 on the show. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Rockstar, Forrester, and Lunsford all with you today. Presented by our friends at Bud Light from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. In this hour, always the 11 o'clock hour, brought to you by our friends at Champy's Chicken. It's the lunch hour now. If you're on your way to lunch, think about Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. You can see their full menu and order ahead for take-home at champyschicken.com. Poor Boys tenders, those full fried chicken plates, also the chicken on a stick and the Mississippi Delta tamales, all right at Champy's Chicken, your home for Blues, Brews, and Bird on Highway 119, Champy's Chicken. Nick Saban, last night after practice. Boy, if you're an Alabama fan, you look at the point spread and you say, man, Arkansas, it should be an easy win at home. And then go to the Iron Bowl with no Bo Nix. Start thinking ahead to Georgia and the SEC championship and a shot at another college football playoff. Nick Saban sending a warning sign, and I'm telling you, when he says this kind of thing, he's not just doing it because he wants to send a message to the team. He's legit on a Wednesday telling you it has not been a good week of practice. Here's Nick Saban.
Yeah, we've talked about practice intensity all season. How would you assess the way they practiced this week?
Yesterday was okay. Today we got a lot of guys that had to pour me's, whatever that means. So, you get into your feelings and you don't do things the way you need to do them to have success. And when you get that way, you don't create good habits, and it's not a good thing. It's not something that we can accept, and it's something that we got to do a better job of.
That's Nick Saban yesterday. He says some things intentional, and he's usually very truthful. All week long, leading up to Texas A&M, you said Alabama would play flat. You didn't say they'd lose the game, but you said they'd play flat and wouldn't play great, and they didn't. You have a gut feeling about this team this week against Arkansas when you hear the coach say that on a Wednesday?
I can't figure them out. You don't know what to take out of New Mexico State. It's New Mexico State. You look at that game, though, they played well. I mean, they did exactly what they needed to do outside of coming out of that game fully healthy. They know they're in for a battle here. Arkansas runs the football very efficiently. They're sixth nationally, almost 250 yards per game on the ground. I'll just say this. Nick Saban's never lost to Arkansas as the Alabama head coach. He's 14-0 against them. I don't know what that means. I fully expect Alabama to win this game. Will they win the game by 7 or they win by 28? I'm not sure. I can't figure this Alabama team out.
They are hard to figure out. I mean, the minute you think they are playing close to elite football, they put up a stinker quarter, or stinker half, or a stinker game. The minute you think, well, maybe that's who this team is, they turn around and play elite on you. So I really have no idea. I'm with Lance. I got no idea what to expect. I think Arkansas has regressed a little bit from where they were at the start of the year. This Alabama team, I don't know if I'd say they've improved or not. I really don't. I think they're improving defensively, don't you guys? I mean, their defense
yes.
To me, their defense has played better of late.
Yeah, but here's the deal. They will face, to me on Saturday, one of the best offensive weapons that they have faced all year in Treylon Burks. Guy's a legitimate first-round draft pick. He is a legitimate tough cover on the field anywhere he is.
Yeah. Don't disagree with you.
Kind of guy that can beat you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you're saying right there. I mean, he's a really, really good receiver.
And they line him up everywhere.
Yeah.
Even out of the backfield as a running back.
Yeah.
But I'll say Treylon, he hasn't had a 100-yard game in a month.
He's been hurt some. Supposedly he's back full healthy.
And I think this is more a reflection of the entire offense. KJ Jefferson isn't playing as well as he was playing in September and into October. And Kendall Briles, just watching him call plays sometimes, it's head-scratching. And I do agree that the defense is playing better for Alabama.
John Mechie not with us today in an hour, usually with us on Thursday. He'll be with us tomorrow. So Mechie off today with something he needed to take care of today, and he'll be back with us tomorrow. TJ Finley starting for Auburn. Thought it was interesting that TJ Finley has developed a friendship with Cam Newton. Here's TJ talking about the Auburn quarterback that won a national championship and how the two have become friends.
Has to be Cam Newton. Right before he got signed, I think it was a week before he got signed, he called me and we went through a devotional together. And I don't want to say the things that he told me, but it was a lot of stuff talked about, which was, I'm low-key getting emotional right now about it, but because the things we talked about came to fruition. He's one of the most inspirational people in my life. I've looked up to him since I was a little kid. And to say that he's reaching out to me, as a little brother and helping me throughout my path of college football, it means a lot to me.
That's Cam Newton helping out TJ Finley. I got a gut feeling TJ plays really well on Saturday in South Carolina. You and I have a stake on it. I've got Auburn giving 7.5 on to South Carolina. I don't know if he can back it up and do 2 games, but I think he's got a game in him this weekend.
Well, I think he's got an opportunity if Tank Bigsby's really good. If he's able to run the football, take a little pressure off of TJ. But if TJ's got to consistently throw the football, that offensive line just hasn't played well, and they haven't been able to protect. And again, a lot of that's been masked because of the athleticism for Bo Nix.
And you don't have game-breaking receivers. You haven't run the ball as well. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot going to be on TJ.
Yeah, and I think South Carolina believes they're playing their best football right now. So going into this game, hey, we can win this game, and I think it'll be a good atmosphere for South Carolina. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, night game there. It's a tough place to play. Hey, for more than a century, Alabama Power and its employees have served the state of Alabama. That's not all. Alabama Power and Alabama Power Foundation support local nonprofits that are working to improve quality of life all across the state. Learn more at alabamapower.com/community. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama.
All right. We'll also give you a precision sports injury update here. We'll start in the NFL, where LT told you about the injury to Cordell Patterson. He could miss the game tonight for the Atlanta Falcons. Kyler Murray, who said the same thing last week, said he was close, was going to try to play Sunday. He says he's close. He's going to try to play against Seattle. Think we'll see Kyler this week?
I think you need to, because Russell Wilson's shaking a little of the rust off. He was shut out for the first time in his entire career in Lambeau last week. I think you'll see good Russell this week. To this point, Cliff Kingsbury and Arizona have been able to survive with Colt McCoy. They're 1-1 with McCoy. But it looks like defense has kind of figured him out from week 1 to week 2. So in order to feel good about this game, if you're a Cardinal fan, you need Kyler in that lineup.
Ben Patton, by the way, the guy who will be the place kicker, first shot at it anyway, to replace Anders Carlson for Auburn. So Ben Patton is getting that as he rolls up to kick for Auburn up on the road at South Carolina this weekend. That's an update brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports.
Hey, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, 9 convenient locations, including the Southern Orthopedic Sports Medicine Associates location in Jasper, now 14 total providers. You can make that same-day appointment for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Call 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
Shane Beamer in our next segment. Before we take a break here, Brownie gave us the video from the parents of fullback Jared Casey of Kansas, who his parents were like, oh, he's in the game. Oh, he's caught the game winner. That's Jared. He's now got a name, image, and likeness deal. He is doing Applebee's commercials in the state of Kansas. So the kid who barely gets on the field for Kansas is thrown in there late for a 2-point conversion play. catches the game winner to beat Texas, now shooting Applebee's commercial in Kansas. That is a feel-good name, image, and likeness story right there.
Wow, how about that? I mean, that's something else there. To go from basically a walk-on offensive player to actually having an Applebee's
I'd
commercial?
love to see the deal. Like, monetarily, what they give him. Do they give him gift cards from Applebee's to
It could
use?
be just as simple as, you can eat here anytime you want. Yeah. Which is
That'd be an awesome deal
when
for a
you're in
kid.
college. It's a great deal. All right, we'll talk to the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, Shane Beamer. He's up next on the next round.
Follow LT on Twitter @TheLanceTaylor.
Fall weather is the best time to be on the golf course, and Jerry Pate's design at Timberline will not disappoint. The course is in fantastic condition, and if you don't have time for a round of golf, come use Timberline's TrackMan driving range. You can practice, play games, and play virtual golf all on the practice tee. Come enjoy your day on one of Alabama's top 10 courses you can play. It's Timberline Golf Club. Timberline is easy to get to just off I-65 at exit 228. Book tee times online at timberlinegc.com. Tee it up at Timberline. Sometimes it's not just losing the weight, but keeping the weight off. I'm Jim Dunaway, and I told you how Weight to Wellness helped save my life. They helped me lose 45 pounds. They got my blood pressure and cholesterol in check. And now they're helping me keep that weight off throughout the football and holiday season. You can see more online at aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. Every plan is individually designed. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and you get a free consultation. See it all on the website, aplanforme.com. Weight to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Hello, Vulcan here. Can we talk? Sure, I'm the biggest thing in Birmingham, being 56 feet tall, but big isn't always better. It's what you're big on. Like the great community banking at First Bank's new financial center in Homewood. Their reputation for customer service towers. Bank where you stand tall, without birds perching on your head. No, they're building a nest.
First Bank, now open at 404 Hollywood Boulevard. Member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
The real estate market is crazier than it's ever been before. I'm Jim Dunaway, and my friends at ERA King have 52 years of experience, over 200 agents, and they're opening new offices right now in Homewood, Vestavia, and Huntsville. ERA King has state-of-the-art offices and the most innovative tools in the business to help you. Text the word MOVE to 35260 to get started. That's the word MOVE, M-O-V-E, to 35260. ERA King Real Estate, growing to serve you.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Anheuser-Busch wants every experience for you around beer to be a good one. And getting home safely is always a priority. So encourage friends to decide to ride, whether it's by being the designated driver, calling an Uber, or taking public transit. You cannot drive drunk if you don't drive there. This message is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and the next round, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
What are some signs that you may have a low testosterone problem? Is your energy down? Have your workouts not been the same? Do you have problems sleeping? All of these or one of these could be a sign of a low testosterone issue. Whatever the challenge, the Alabama Men's Clinic has a solution for you. I'd invite you to come by the Homewood location, get a medical consultation and some blood work. And if you're medically advised and you start your low T treatments that day in the office, Your visit is free. Well, the next question would be this: how do I set up the appointment? You can do it two ways. One, by calling 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Or you can go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. There's other signs that you could have a low testosterone problem, like a change in your libido, or maybe you're suffering from depression. Whatever is keeping you from feeling 100%, it's time you find out the answer. Again, call the number 205-598-7000 or go online to alabamamensclinic.com.
Back on the next round, you heard from TJ Finley in our last segment. TJ getting ready to quarterback Auburn on the road. One of my favorite places to travel, Columbia, South Carolina, regardless of record, regardless of opponent, always a great atmosphere. Should be an interesting game coming up this weekend, Auburn and South Carolina.
And Shane Beamer is the head coach of those South Carolina Gamecocks. He's with us now on the Pepsi Hotline. Welcome in, Coach. We hope you're doing well today.
I am doing great. Hope you guys are as well.
We're doing wonderful. Thanks a lot. As a coach that has to prepare for a quarterback you have not seen a lot of, what kind of curveball is that in game prep when Bo Nix is out and now Auburn goes to TJ Finley?
Yeah, it's a little tough, but the good news is there's some tape obviously out there on TJ. He played against South Carolina last year when he was at LSU, and we've seen when he's been able to play a little bit this year as well, and it's really impressive. You watch him on video, just the size, the arm strength. I mean, the guy's got a rocket back there and can make every single throw on the field. So he will be a big challenge along with the rest of those guys on their offense. And, and hate it for Bo Nix as well. A ton of respect for him and the competitor that he is, and hate to see him get hurt. He showed his toughness the other day, the way that he stayed in the game and continued to fight through that injury. And he was really, really playing at a high level. Just some of the throws he's made over the last few weeks were really impressive. But we expect Finley to come right in and perform at a high level as well.
Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, you could write a book on your situation this year. I mean, really, from Luke to Zeb, his incredible story, to Jason's incredible story. I mean, I don't even know where to start there. But, I mean, you get to see the quarterback room every day. I mean, how unique has this situation been?
It's been unique. I was out recruiting during our off week and was on our school plane. And I got on that plane on a Friday. And previously that week, Zeb and Luke, our top two quarterbacks, had been on that plane also going other places to get surgeries done. So I told our pilot that's not ideal when the head coach has been on the plane less than your starting quarterbacks have. But it's certainly unique, and we're fortunate that we feel like we have three SEC quarterbacks, and Luke Doty, Zeb Nolan, and Jason Brown. But obviously getting down to your third quarterback in the ninth game of the season is not ideal in how you draw it up. But, just like Auburn will do this weekend, the other 10 guys around the quarterback always have to elevate their game, and credit, all three of our quarterbacks for being ready when their number has been called.
I've covered this league for 25 years now, and I've seen some coaches come in and do it one way and other coaches do it another way when it comes to You're obviously talking about the future when you take over the job, but you've got 70, 85 guys you're looking in the eyes that want to play this season. And you seem to have handled that this year. You're building for the future, but you're also coaching in the here and now. How tough is that, and how have you handled that? How has it been so – apparently it seems easy how you've handled that?
I wouldn't say it's easy. It's certainly a challenge. When I first got hired, I sat down at the beginning of the year back in January or February when everybody was back on campus, I guess January, and sat down with our seniors and told them that, this is not some 2 or 3 year rebuild, that would not be fair to them, that we're doing everything in our power to win this season. And I meant that. But at the same time, you also, the decision-wise, things like that, you're thinking long-term also. Maybe something as simple as discipline. And we've had some guys that, have been maybe suspended for a quarter or suspended for a game for different reasons that, easily could have looked the other way. But I knew long-term that that's not what we're going to be about, that we want to hold these guys accountable and not cut corners and things like that. So you certainly, you're thinking towards the future, but we've got a good team, and my obligation to those guys was to make this team the very best it could be, and make this season the very best it could be for everyone involved.
South Carolina coach Shane Beamer with us for a few more moments on the Pepsi Hotline. Auburn, South Carolina, Saturday night up in Columbia, which, by the way, and Dunaway mentioned this leading into it, it is one of the best home. I tell people all the time, if you've never been, especially to a night game in Columbia, those fans are passionate. They get into it. Go. It's a great home field advantage.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great place to play. I tell people all the time, when my dad took over as the head coach at Virginia Tech, one of the first away games that I ever went to, his first season at Virginia Tech, I was a 10-year-old, and it was in Williams-Brice Stadium back in 1987. And you got Sterling Sharp and Todd Ellis and all these guys out there playing. And I had spent my entire life at Murray State University out in Kentucky. So all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this isn't Austin Peay or Southeast Missouri anymore. And that's always stuck with me. And you're right. We've got passionate fans that, truly help us and bring energy. The energy in that stadium against Florida a couple of weeks ago was off the charts. And we needed to be even more energized on Saturday night.
I've been once, and I regret not getting in one of the cabooses. Have you had a drink in a caboose yet?
In my previous stop, I've been too busy to venture over there this season. But certainly when I was here as an assistant coach with Coach Spurrier, I spent time in those cabooses often.
Yeah. I'm interested because, like with any guest, I always pull up Wikipedia. Wide receiver and long snapper. Last time you snapped a football long snap style. When's the last time you've done that?
I'm good for it about once a year, just to kind of show off to our team and let them see that I still got it. Now it gets harder and harder each year. My muscles don't quite work like I used to, and I'm not quite as flexible as I used to. But probably, I'll be honest, I don't know if I've done it here. I used to do it at Oklahoma once a year to show those guys, and I may have tried to do it back in the springtime, but it's kind of like riding a bike. It may get a little rusty, but you still kind of know how to. So I like to think that I'm a decent athlete still at my age and can still do it.
Well, speaking of long snapping, in your 21 years of coaching, you spent a lot of time on the special teams and being special teams coach, special teams coordinator. Is it fair to say no coach interacts more with the entire team than a special teams coach? Why are special teams coaches not up for more jobs? It's always the hot defensive coordinator. It's the hot offensive coordinator. It's never the special teams guy.
No, and it should be. I believe that because you're exactly right. They do interact more with the team than anyone. And when I interviewed for this head coaching job and when I interviewed for other jobs in the past, that was one thing that I said that was I thought I was more prepared to be a head coach because I had coached offense, defense, but most importantly, special teams. And that prepared me more to be a head coach than if I had just been some hotshot offensive coordinator for the last 20 years. And I believe that. And, that's the one coach that other than the head coach, he stands in front of the entire team and talks to the team because everyone's involved. You get experience managing the staff because you have to, handle offensive coaches and defensive coaches that are involved with special teams. You've got to have a relationship with every single player on the team, and you've got to get them to play hard for you because let's face it, nobody, no five-star recruit went to Auburn because he wanted to be the starting right tackle on the punt team, and you have to motivate those guys. So there's no question. And, I think in my opinion, I really do, and don't get me wrong, there's great offensive and defensive coaches out there, but I do think it's kind of an old, lazy way of thinking that they automatically make the best head coaches. Cause I think there's a lot of great special teams coaches that, you look at John Harbaugh with the Baltimore Ravens. He was a special teams coach pretty much his entire career. And I'd say things have worked out pretty good for him.
My brother lived not too far from Columbia for a little bit, and it was the first time I had ever had mustard-based barbecue sauce. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I got to be careful how you answer that question because, You got people in North Carolina. If you say one thing, they
yeah.
get mad. Say something in South Carolina, they get mad. So I got to keep it right down the middle, and I'm cool with both of them.
Yeah, you also have to check who sponsors your coach's
That's
show
right,
and that
yeah.
kind of stuff too. Yeah, yeah,
That too.
That's number one. Yeah,
Coach, thank you for the time. We appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing the game Saturday.
Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. Go Gamecocks.
All right, you two
man.
take care. That is Shane Beamer, the head football coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, with us on the Pepsi Hotline. You mentioned the special teams coach. There's no name more synonymous with special teams than Beamer.
Yeah,
Nobody ever did it better.
That's right. I would tell you, and now that he's gone, I can kiss his butt a little bit more. But the expectation of this South Carolina team was zero.
I thought 3 wins.
Zero. They're playing for bowl eligibility, and they've got a chance to beat Auburn on Saturday. They have been more competitive with the worst scenarios at quarterback. The worst. You could not have drawn up a worse scenario for them at quarterback than what they've had, and yet they have navigated to this point in this part of the season. You can't say enough about that.
Oh, it's just incredible. But I would ask you guys, if Virginia Tech called him, how does he answer if they asked him? Because there's so much respect for that program.
I know.
Is it as simple as saying, look, you guys did so much for my family and my father that I just don't even think it's fair for me to even think about entertaining taking a job like this. I'm very content where I am. This South Carolina's given me an opportunity. I'm going to let this play out. I appreciate you guys, the
how I
offer.
answer
I'm
it?
flattered.
Yeah. You know what I say? I say, guys, that is a special place to me. I love Blacksburg, Virginia. You did more for my family than anybody. I don't want to put you in the situation where you would have to make I think I would win up there, but if something happens and I don't want to put you in the tough situation with my last name of having to make a difficult decision. So I'm going to do this as much for you as I am for me. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, now's not the time.
I don't think so.
For him.
Not with that last name, man. That's a tough spot. He is the legend there, Frank. If they don't, that's Lane Stadium. If Beamer's name isn't on that stadium at some point, I guess it's on the field. I don't know.
I just, and this is SEC cockiness. I just feel like the most competitive league in the country is this league.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the best coach in America to show that you have the chops to do it at the highest level, you either do it in the NFL or you do it in the SEC. That's my opinion. When you're talking about people with the same passions of winning, you have the NFL and you have the SEC. If you want to be the greatest coach in the world, to me, you got to do it either in the NFL or the SEC or both. And I think
not many have done that.
If you're Shane Beamer, I think this is where you want to prove that you can coach, and he's done that this year. Part of our show being brought to you by the great folks at Wayne's, headquartered right here in Birmingham. We've got some new technology that Wayne's is going to unveil starting next month, 1st of December, that we'll unveil right here on the show for you. Wayne's always cutting edge when it comes to pest prevention, whether it's mosquitoes in your backyard, whether it's rodents or roaches or something like that inside your house. They also state-of-the-art lawn care for you. Even when dormant weather is around, like here in winter, they have treatments they put on your lawn, so when it becomes spring again, everything is springing up and looking lush and beautiful for you. All of that under one umbrella with our friends at Wayne's. You call 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1. Use the promo code TNR to get a discount. They are the exclusive provider of the entire Next Round crew. We trust them, and you should too. TNR, the promo code, to get a discount. 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1. Trash in just a second. But I did want to bring up what happened to Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly. You've all seen the story now, TMZ with the report yesterday. Kelly Stafford, frustrated by a 49er fan, a couple of rows behind her, as she was at Levi Stadium when the Rams were playing Santa Clara, got so upset that she turned and threw a pretzel. And I assume it hit the fan. It was in that direction at least. Somebody called her out on social media. She has apologized, said it was not her best moment. She was embarrassed, this and that. I assume, just in my head, I haven't read what kind of pretzel. I assume it's the kind you get at a stadium, one of those soft, big pretzels.
Salty, soft, that big old piece of salt on it, yeah. burn your eyes.
And listen, you don't always, act your best when people are criticizing your husband or ragging you if you've got fan gear of the opposing fan base. I sort of like that she sticks up for her husband. I just hate that the moms in college football or in the pros or the wives are around other fans. I wish we had enough money in the world that the entire visiting party had their own area of a stadium so they didn't have to hear those things. Because I assume that's why the Knicks family always has headphones in, right? Is so they don't hear anybody criticizing Bo when he's quarterbacking. I
would think so, probably.
Yeah.
I think Patrick probably could keep up with the game without the headset on.
Yeah.
So listening to Andy.
Kelly's got a suite at SoFi. I will say this. I've gotten to know Kelly just through social media. Roommate's a big follower. She's got her own podcast. She seems awesome.
Yep.
And, this is somebody that has survived brain cancer.
Mm-hmm. And the Lions.
I'll say a couple of things. First of all, if I was the wife of an NFL player, easy to say, I would go to home games only, and I would stay in my secure area. I probably would not travel to the away games. I probably would watch from my couch.
Watch on TV, yeah.
And it's never a good idea. I know you're loyal. It's your husband. It's your family. But anytime a wife steps in these situations, it never ends good.
It does not end well.
But am I wrong? The only thing I could think about, and I think it's a good poll question, was if you were going to throw one of the large stadium soft pretzels, do you throw it? I picture throwing it like a Chinese throwing dart.
Well,
you throw it like that.
Frisbee.
Some people would go frisbee.
Throwing star.
Yeah, some would go baseball. What, a dart?
Yeah.
Throwing star.
Yeah.
I think I would go
go
overhead like that or an axe.
Or an axe.
Something like that. Some would go frisbee.
I think frisbee gives you more surface.
I think over is the way to go.
Some would go baseball, sidearm maybe.
I think I'd
Underhand.
Underhand.
Just kidding.
He's going to grab it.
No, I think you throw overhead like an axe.
Yeah.
Really? I think I'd go frisbee.
I would do it like that. You could do boomerang like that, I guess.
I mean, we could, if we didn't want to mess up the studio, we could get some soft pretzels and we could try our target practice.
Where do you imagine we'll find one of those right now?
A soft pretzel?
Yeah.
Circus in town?
You can buy them at the grocery store, man.
Oh, can you?
Or those Simply
the
Soft.
big ones?
Yeah.
Like I
Not
get at the stadium?
Not the massive ones, but they're like medium size.
Let us know in the Farmfolio
I think he's
chat
got
room.
it. Buffalo Wild Wings has got them.
Do they?
Yep.
They do.
They do.
They do. They hang.
Yep.
Jack Taylor loves them.
That's right.
They hang when they come to the table.
You got the cheese dipping sauce.
Yeah, the presentation of that is really good as they're walking by.
That's a big ass pretzel. That'd be tough to throw. I think the ones at the stadium are a little bit smaller than
I
that.
think that is one of those items that presentation along as they're walking through the restaurant makes other people order that.
I remember the first time I took Jack to New York, he was maybe 6 or 7, and when we got back, his favorite thing was the Central Park pretzel. What was your favorite thing about New York? That Central Park pretzel with the cheese on it.
Very specific.
In the Farmfolio chat room, before Brown tells you about Farmfolio, Rusty says you wad it up in a ball and get that good velocity on it.
Fastball? Yeah, that's going to be tough, man, to wad that thing up. If you are concerned about market volatility or inflation, Farmfolio can help you diversify your portfolio into cash-flowing farmland property. Visit farmfolio.net.
Right there, Paul says, imagine that, another story about the good old-fashioned Ramley family with another fight in a stadium.
The old Ramley.
That Ramley happens.
It's rough edges.
It's a rough fan base. Most fan bases are, though.
Yep.
They just really are.
It is Hatfield, McCoy's, Ramley's. That's how they rank in the history of time. Trash time, Rockstar. You ready to hit the big button? We'll go commercial-free right into trash. Not really commercial-free. It's brought to you by our friends at Mortgage.
Anything but.
Come on, Dunaway.
Brought to you by, without a break. Brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Hey, and home means... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Total confusion.
Button.
Massachusetts face covering order is coming to an end next weekend, and there's a horn beeping behind me, which is somewhat annoying. I'll have to wait until that stops to finish this tease.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Hey, and home means so much more this time of year. Our friends at Mortgage Right, they want to make sure you're home for the holidays. Getting a mortgage is a necessity in the home buying process for many. Doesn't have to be a hassle. Mortgage Right gives you the tools, information, and expert help to help make home buying happen. Don't let the fear of buying a home for the first time keep you from making one of the best investments of your life. Get started online today, mortgageright.com/TNR, NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. Did you guys realize it can be almost impossible to sell a property in Asia after it was home to a, quote, unnatural death? But thankfully, a group of freelancers in China will make sure the place is not haunted for a small price.
It seems like they should just come in and tear it down and rebuild. That should be a law.
Yeah, I mean, how do I get to determine what is natural or unnatural, though? That's the thing. Who gets to make that call, right?
Well, I guess you would never know.
Natural causes, I mean...
Unnatural would be murder.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's say...
That was an obvious one.
Say that you love your house and somebody actually comes into your house, you shoot and kill that individual.
Yeah.
Do you feel good about living in that house again?
I wouldn't want to, no.
So, like, if somebody breaks in, I pop them at the door.
Yeah.
I unload the clip in them. ServPro has to come up, Dry Tech, all those people, they come up, they clean everything up, drag the body out, coroner comes in. Do I always want to still live there?
Yeah.
Probably not, no.
It'd be tough. But then, you put the house on the market. Ryan, I thought you loved your house.
Oh, I do.
I do.
A little bit of a snafu.
We had an issue.
Fortunately, we had a through and through that damaged the porcelain.
Pay no attention to that hole in the window.
I really wonder what the depreciation on a house like that would be. Anyway, I'll get to the story. In China, a small industry of haunted house testers are hired by property agents, owners, or potential buyers. They are typically paid what is the...
Yuan?
Yeah.
One?
Whatever their currency is. Per minute, could make upwards of $306 for a 24-hour stay.
So we have scammers in China, too. It's good to know that.
Now, the report quoted one haunted house tester, a retired soldier, surnamed Zhang, who said he knew of over a dozen other people who were taking on the job.
Dang, Zhang.
Now, Zhang went on to say, quote, "This is a niche occupation. It's not suitable for a full-time job, but it can be a part-time gig. His clients are normally property agents trying to sell haunted properties or people who just bought a property they fear is haunted."
What's great is Zhang, is it haunted? I don't know. You're going to have to give me about another 2 months to live here. And just they remain dormant for a while.
Goes on to say the new buyers do not dare sleep in the place, so they pay people to give it a try to see if it's safe. If this is just a niche job, I think I'd rather be a DoorDasher.
Yeah.
Or an Uber driver.
He's got a great commercial over there. Everybody call Zhang tonight.
I get that.
Yeah, thank you.
Call me, China.
We got a woman who helped deliver her best friend's baby, claimed
that is a good
just
friend.
Days later, she discovered that her own husband was actually the father of the child.
Oh, man, I could kind of see this coming when you got into the
That
headline.
just sucks.
Yeah. But hey,
Haley Custer, 28, from Wickenburg, Arizona, said that she was left heartbroken after finding out her husband of 6 years, Travis, 36, had allegedly cheated on her with her close pal.
Oh, wow. You've got... my husband's Dave, and you got a Dave tattoo right on your pelvis.
This baby looks familiar. I can't
looks
quite
like
place
Zhang.
Can't quite place him.
Now, the mother of 4 said that being there every, quote, step of the way to support her unnamed best friend during the pregnancy and birth, including wearing the hospital's daddy wristband, she was devastated when she spotted a birth defect on the baby's neck that was identical to the one her husband had.
Oh, wow.
Now, despite the infidelity, Custer said she welcomed her friend into her home after she gave birth because she had, quote, nowhere to go. She said, quote, "I kept thinking of my kids, and at the end of the day, that is their blood sibling, and I'm not going to be the one who causes harm to that child."
Wow. She's in a tough spot right there, though. Yeah.
Well, you just kicked the husband out.
That's right.
Yeah, but you...
Kid's going to grow up without a dad then.
But you also got the girl that cheated with your husband, and you were her best friend?
Well, you don't want to lose both of them,
You try to
right?
do a monetary agreement, and you try to buy off the baby.
Yeah.
I think that's
a good
illegal.
solution.
I'm pretty sure.
No. I mean, you keep the best friend. You lose the husband.
But it's not your best friend, Jim.
I think...
I thought it was my best friend.
She slept with your husband. How's she your best friend?
Yeah, he's a freaking dog. That's what it is. It's not her fault.
You women.
It's not her fault.
Poll question, who was more in the wrong, the husband or the best friend? That's tight.
I mean, I think it takes two to tango.
Well,
man.
it does. It does.
I mean, the husband had made literally a promise before people and God.
You don't take vows as friendship.
That's true. So I'd probably go the
agree,
husband.
but
the friend's a close second.
I would typically, I don't know if you guys agree, I would trust a woman's best friend over any male, typically, when it comes to that situation.
You would, but clearly in this case you can't.
I mean, chances are pretty good. Most people in that situation, the best friend would cheat on the husband, but then go tell the best friend.
Yeah.
The husband would want to keep it on the down low. The best friend's like, I feel so guilty now. I've got to go tell Diane.
And I'm pregnant.
Yes, and it's your husband's baby.
But
Anyway.
But can you deliver it?
Yeah.
We don't have a hospital.
Yeah, let me mess your sheets up.
Yes.
Twice. Jeff Bezos somehow managed to become the villain of a fancy fundraiser gala in Los Angeles over the weekend, even after donating $500,000 to the cause.
The Ranky Awards?
You would think that donating $500,000 would be a good thing, right?
You would think, yep.
Now, the Amazon boss and his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, went to the A-lister Baby to Baby event at the Pacific Design Center in West Hollywood on Saturday night. Now, everyone was waiting for him to donate something, but he didn't. An insider said of the world's second richest man. And then, a little bit later, Bezos donated $500,000. There was an audible groan from the room.
Oh.
Now, it may seem an ungracious reaction, considering he did drop $500,000, until you consider that Bezos is estimated to make per minute. You guys want to guess?
Oh, my gosh. Per minute this year?
You told me yesterday, so I cannot.
I don't know.
That was Elon Musk.
It's going to be an absurd guess by me, so just tell me.
$142,667 per minute. So in theory, he made more in 5 minutes he spent pretending to eat the chicken than he did that he donated.
I don't like stories like this.
Well, here's another thing. I'm sure that's not the only time he's going to be hit up to go to a charity.
Bingo. I mean,
and I don't like this either because he's in a no-win situation.
It's $500,000. Does that matter to that charity?
Yeah, it does.
All right, then the rest of you go pound sand. He gave $500,000.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, nothing is enough. Everybody gets criticized for everything.
That's right. But he could have walked out and given zero. You know what he did? He gave $500,000.
Bezos should have done that to everybody in the crowd.
That's right.
I got humble brags for you guys.
Okay, I love these.
Well, I'm going to start first with the best DC superheroes of all time because I don't think it's as good as humble brags. This is according to Ranker.com. Green Arrow. I love the Hall of Justice when I was a kid. The
Justice
cartoon.
League, man.
Yeah, Justice League. Yeah. Green Arrow, I liked him. He didn't get a lot of play. Shazam wasn't even part of it, really.
Never saw the movie either.
Aquaman was one of my favorites. How he could actually talk to the sharks and eels and dolphins. I thought was amazing.
I hated the episodes.
Those rings would come out of his head.
Hated the episodes Aquaman
you can't swim.
Was featured. That was exactly it.
Yeah.
You felt uncomfortable?
Well, I just never thought the villain when the Aquaman series was ever as good as the other ones.
Number 7 is the Martian Manhunter. No idea. I'm sure Lunsford probably knows who this is.
I think he was like a shapeshifter.
Oh.
Number 6, Green Lantern. He always got a lot of play.
He did, but I don't know what he did, really.
Number 5, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Number 4, Nightwing. Apparently Robin left Batman and became Nightwing. Is this true?
That's what I had to look it up.
Wow.
So apparently Robin
Superman is number 3.
Amazing.
Flash is actually in front of Superman at number 2.
Good foot speed.
And number 1 is Batman. Do you guys remember Apache Chief? Was it Apache Chief?
I do.
Is that just? Is it not politically correct now?
I believe
Can you pull it? I mean, the guy would grow and he could be any size, but he was a monster sometimes. But he was like, I was always waiting for him to show up, and he never did. Yeah, Apache Chief, man. Look at him.
Oh, we had a toy.
Yeah.
Well, but he would
get huge.
Yeah.
He looks like the dude in 48 Hours, the original.
Boy, he is cut out of. Look at him, though. He's
you know what I'm talking about?
Granite. Yeah.
Billy Bear. Pull the guy from 48 Hours who was also in Predator. No, this is dead on. And I'll do humble brags quickly here. As he pulls Billy Bear from 48 Hours. You tell me it's not Comanche Chief. Okay, first humble brag. Oh, that's the early fight scene. You're going to need... yeah, there he is.
Oh, he does look like Comanche Chief, yeah.
Now, apparently that guy, I heard on Levitard, they interviewed the director of Predator, and they said that dude was completely insane.
Yeah.
Like on set.
He kind of looks it.
Okay, here's humble brags. By the age of 23, I launched 3 startups, was featured on national television, won multiple entrepreneur awards, received multiple grants, was mentored by multi-million-dollar business owners. Those startups failed, but the lessons I learned are invaluable.
That's right.
By the age of 23.
That's right. He's done a lot, Rockstar. More than you.
A lot of lessons.
Yep.
Another humble brag. I do not recommend writing a book while trying to buy a house in another country and while trying to sell a house here.
Bad idea.
While making sure that your children have clothes for children in need day that you attend their parent-teacher meeting and running a master class.
Can't do all that at once. It's just too much.
That's a loaded plate.
It is a loaded plate.
I suggest you don't. Don't try it. I did it. I got to do it. It sucks.
Another humble brag. Part of my outfit was a tiny white shirt. When I got home, I saw the price tag was stuck to my ribs, LOL, with picture of $495 price tag.
Ugh.
Stuck to ribs, too. She's not fat.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't even get that one done away. Very good. Okay, final humble brag. Girl responds to a post where someone says, quote, "You're someone I look up to." Her response was, quote, "This isn't the first time I've heard this, but every time I hear it, my heart flutters."
Oh,
end quote.
Just say thank you.
I know.
My God.
There was a lady today that was at the Jack's Biscuit Bake-Off that I judged this morning that looked exactly like the team owner of the soccer team for Ted Lasso.
Oh, really?
It was a spitting image. Mickey Ferguson, Fox 6, pointed that out. I said, "Look, do you watch Ted Lasso?" And I was like, "That's Rebecca. Is that her name?"
Yeah.
That's Rebecca.
Did he get that little school bus and drop away?
Rebecca had almost 100%.
Wow.
Almost 100%. All right, that is Trash brought to you by.
Hey, it's a holiday season, and we want you to do gift giving right. Buying that perfect gift for your loved one can be expensive, and you don't want to be driving the sleigh with a couple of reindeer down. So get a cash-out refi with Mortgage Right to crank up the Christmas spirit. Mortgage Right can help turn your home equity into experts eager to offer tips, tools, and guidance you need to get your finances back on track. Kick Christmas into gear. Get started at mortgageright.com/TNR NMLS 2239 Equal Housing Lender.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I want my lawn to look better than anybody else's on my street. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Here's one problem. I play a lot of golf, but I'm not a greenskeeper. It's why I depend on my friends at Wayne's. And now is the time to make sure your lawn is properly prepared to grow healthy and lush when spring rolls around. Let the lawn professionals at Wayne's set you up for success as your lawn enters dormancy for the winter season. I depend on them for my lawn. You should too. Get Wayne's treating your lawn now so it looks great in the spring. 866-WAYNES-1. That's 866-WAYNES-1.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round. I'm absolutely loving my Alfa Romeo Stelvio that I've been in for months now, and right now you can get up to $3,500 bonus cash plus 1.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2021 Alfa Romeo Giulias and the Stelvios at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com, 1837 Grants Mill Road, exit 27, right off of I-459.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Want more of the Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Did you know there are many different causes to erectile dysfunction? Causes like a heart condition, diabetes, a reaction to medication, or simply low testosterone. I'm Jim Dunaway, and I'm so glad the Alabama Men's Clinic is right here in Birmingham. They've treated thousands of Alabama men for ED. And listen, men, this is one game you never want to be out of. And that's why the Alabama Men's Clinic staff will find the problem, and some of you will be back in the game the day after your first appointment. Set up that appointment by calling 205-598-7000, 205-598-7000, or go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. As I told you, there are many reasons you could be having an ED problem, and you want to find out the answer. Most men wait years before they even address the issue with a doctor. Get rid of depression, get rid of anxiety, make a new connection with that special person in your life. Again, the number, 205-598-7000, or get back in the game at alabamamensclinic.com.
Cookie Dough Magic is a locally owned dessert shop serving 13 flavors of edible cookie dough by the scoop. Visit today and try their delicious, safe-to-eat cookie dough in a homemade cone, milkshake, or sundae. Cookie Dough Magic also offers their cookie dough by the box, which is perfect for holiday parties, for work, classrooms, and family get-togethers. 3 locations, Birmingham, Trussville, and Huntsville. And they offer nationwide shipping, of course. So visit mycookiedoughmagic.com to order. That's mycookiedoughmagic.com.
I've been a Shelby County deputy since 2019, but I've been a beach bum for as long as I can remember. My folks took us down to the Gulf every summer, and even now, I can't wait to get back. Thanks to the freedom and flexibility of my new job, I know my next beach trip is never far away. In the meantime, I'm making great money, get paid to work out, and even have a take-home car to save miles on mine. Best of all, I spend my days helping people, sometimes on the worst days of their lives. That's a job that makes a difference. Not bad for a beach bum, huh?
If a flexible work schedule, a take-home car, paid vacations, a gym at work, and $51,000 plus a year to start sounds good to you, maybe you should think about a career as a deputy in Shelby County, Alabama. Change your life. Change your world. Look us up on Indeed.com and on Insta.
After football tonight, don't forget Louisville and Duke. Louisville trying to get bowl eligible. NFL tonight, Patriots and Falcons. 6-4 Patriots, 7:20 on Fox over in Atlanta. Part of our show being brought to you by our friends at Bromberg's.
Hey, family owned and operated since 1836, Bromberg's established a solid reputation as a fine purveyor of quality diamonds as well as jewelry, timepieces, and gifts. If you're looking for something this holiday season, nothing like giving or getting that silver box from our friends at Bromberg's. If you're thinking about popping the question, go see the diamond specialist. 2 locations, Mountain Brook and the Summit. You can also shop online right now. Check it out at brombergs.com.
Right now you can vote in our Cow and Equipment poll question. How would you throw a soft pretzel if someone was talking about your husband being a bad quarterback? Something like that is what you can go vote on right now. Fan-sided, Cody Williams writes, there are 6 games left that will decide the college football playoffs. Just 6 games.
Okay.
3 of them are this weekend, and there are 3 important games that will impact the college football playoffs this weekend. SMU, Cincinnati, Michigan State, Ohio State, Oregon, and Utah. Those 3 games are huge when it comes to the playoffs. Give me scenarios you think that SMU or that Michigan State or that Oregon wins. All the road teams you think lose this weekend.
I think we could see all 3 double-digit wins by the home teams.
By the home teams.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that, I know it's your upset alert.
It is.
Brown's been really
SMU.
good this
They're
year.
red hot.
And Cincinnati has not been good. And I don't think Cincinnati's a great team by any means, but I think they show up against SMU. SMU's playing their worst football as well. So I think Cincinnati wins that one. Ohio State, the offense, way too much for Michigan State. Well, the interesting game is Oregon. They find ways to survive. But again, against Cam Rising, it's just been a shot in the arm for Kyle Whittingham in this offense, and I just don't think Oregon's going to be able to keep up with Utah.
You know, it's interesting if you look at it. In each case that you mentioned, it's probably the second best team each of these teams have played. Cincinnati, would you say SMU is the second best team behind Notre Dame that Cincinnati has played?
Yes.
I think it is. Oregon, Utah's the second best team behind Ohio State that they've played. And then Ohio State, Michigan State's probably the second best team behind Oregon that they've played. So, I mean, in each of these cases, you can make a really good case that those teams are facing. Was that the third game, Ohio State, Michigan State? Did I get that game right?
Yeah, look, and how different is everything if Michigan State wins, SMU wins, and Oregon wins?
Yeah, it's very different. And then there are more games that will decide the playoffs. It won't be as clear-cut at that point. The other games, by the way, they listed Alabama-Auburn without Bo Nix. I don't know if that's as important. It's important. I'm not sure it's as scary as Alabama-Arkansas this weekend. Inevitably for Alabama, it's Alabama-Georgia in the SEC championship game. Oklahoma State, and Ohio State and Michigan. Is there a chance Michigan loses before they get to Ohio State? No chance.
No.
So they're going to go in.
They've got Maryland this weekend.
So they're going to go into that game next week as a one-loss team with the playoffs in front of them.
You got to admit, though, that'd be very horrible to lose to Maryland.
No, it would be, but I think it would be even more horrible. They should have beaten Michigan State. They should be undefeated. And then they play Ohio State, and everybody's hyping up this great matchup, and then they get run by Ohio State.
They did everything but beat Michigan State. I mean, I know Mel Tucker just got $9.5 million based a lot on that game.
And you know what's insane? If they would have beaten Michigan State, you think about if they were undefeated and they lost to Ohio State. Ohio State goes on and wins the Big Ten championship. Michigan, with one loss, still could have gotten in this thing.
One coach being mentioned in a report for the Virginia Tech job after we tell you this hour of the show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's Chicken. It's the lunch hour here on a Thursday. You can plan ahead for dinner tonight or lunch or dinner Friday or tailgates this weekend. Office parties for the future, all at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Champy'sChicken.com, proud sponsor of the 11 o'clock hour here on the next round. According to Zach Barnett, who runs Football Scoop, all they do is follow the coaching carousel. He believes the number one target for Virginia Tech is Wake Forest's Dave Clawson.
Wow.
Good for Dave Clawson.
Yeah.
And I hate it for Wake Forest, but again, he's made that a much better program. I think Dave Clawson deserves a shot. And Virginia Tech is obviously a place you can win. I don't know if it's as good of a job as Frank Beamer made it look. But again, the ACC is wide open. Wake and Dave Clawson, they're showing you that right now. They've got an opportunity to easily win it this year.
If you're a Virginia Tech guy, don't you say, if he can go 9-1 in our conference at Wake, why can't he do it here? We're a much better program
I'd
than Wake.
love to have Dave Clawson. If I'm a Virginia Tech fan, that is a great hire.
His offense is fun to watch, except the running plays where they ride.
I don't like that either. I'm with you.
Deep into the hole and then finally pull out. It's a tough watch on TV for me every play.
Well, and I think Tennessee fans, and we've got one in studio right now, they remember Dave Clawson well. I don't think it was a good season as an offensive coordinator. He had great successes at Richmond as a head coach. But the guy can coach. He really can.
We'll talk Auburn football with Stan White. He is next on the next round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Celebrate the gift-giving season with Bromberg's Vietri Holiday Collections. Italian-made and hand-painted, 20% off all Vietri purchases all week long. Make it a holiday to remember with new additions to Bromberg's best-selling Lastra Holiday and Old St. Nick patterns. Handcrafted, timeless artwork for your table with authentic Italian craftsmanship and quality. And did you know you can also create a wish list at Bromberg's? Make it easy for Santa to get you exactly what you want for Christmas this year by creating a Bromberg's wish list. And you can unwrap a gift from Bromberg's that you love. Banking is not just about your money, it's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. Brian Brown here for the next round. AmFirst was founded for members like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means service that grows and changes with the times to serve you better. Now every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the number one priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst. Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. America's first federal credit union is federally insured by the NCUA. Think about this scenario for one moment. You wake up, step on the floor, and you feel water under your feet. You got a leak, you got a problem. I've got the answer. Ryan Brown here from the next round. Dry Tech Water Restoration. They respond quickly and reply within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They've got crews ready to go at all times 24/7, and they work for the customer. It's always the number one priority. Your first call isn't the insurance company. It's Dry Tech Water Restoration, 205-637-0143.
You demand a durable machine to withstand extreme worksite conditions? Volvo Construction Equipment assures it with their industry-leading lifetime frame, boom, and arm warranty, offering this through their full range of powerful and fuel-efficient excavators, wheel loaders, articulated haulers, road and compact equipment. You can rest assured quality will exceed expectations. Contact Cowan Equipment to experience this firsthand on your job site. From short and long-term rental options, flexible rent-to-own, or straight purchase options, parts and stock and service you can depend on, let Cowan show you what it means to have a trusted partner who will keep you ahead of the game. Give them a call, 800-239-2694, or visit cowan.com. Again, where you can always expect extra effort when it comes to your heavy equipment needs, call our friends at Cowan, the name you have trusted for decades. 1-800-239-2694. Or again, you can always visit them online. Go to cowan.com. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Wayne's. Look, fall is here. You want to enjoy that outdoor weather. Imagine sitting out there on the Saturday, manning the grill. You're watching football. You don't want to deal with the mosquitoes. Don't let the mosquitoes ruin your perfect day. The professionals at Wayne's can protect you, your family, and your pets. Call today, 1-866-WAYNES1. You can always go online, callwaynes.com. Fall weather is here. Enjoy it with the family, mosquito-free. You can do it with our friends at Wayne's.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation, while sipping on some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And in our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, LT takes off the gloves for in-depth conversations with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmont Vodka. Find these podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Ship happens. Give us a call to get ship started. Call Griffin and Jeff today, 205-605-8101. You can always go online. Go to getshipstarted.com.
Ship happens to get ship done. Don't ever have an accident. Ship yourself. Don't ever have an accident. And ship yourself.
Go to getshipstarted.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Some good games not getting a lot of love because very little, if any, impact on the college football playoffs this weekend includes Nebraska-Wisconsin, 2:30 ABC, UCLA-USC, 3 o'clock on Fox, and nighttime on the ACC network, Virginia Tech, Miami, Florida. 3 pretty interesting football games that usually get a lot more pub, getting very little, though, this week. Part of our show, the headlines being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap.
Yeah, 823-2212. Cap it. Don't snap it. One thing you don't want to do is get the ladder out, climb on the roof. It's a dirty, dangerous job. You fall, you snap the neck and die. You're no good to the wife or kids. Gutter Cap is a patent aluminum cover system. Fits over the existing gutter. It will keep out the debris, eliminate the gutter cleaning forever. Back with that lifetime warranty. And right now, 45% off the retail price for the Next Round viewers and listeners for December installs. Call my good friend Chris Stewart, 205-823-2212, or online, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Big one for Andy Kennedy playing his friend Frank Martin at South Carolina tonight. UAB 3-0, South Carolina 6 o'clock in basketball. Sanford 8 o'clock tonight on the road in Corvallis against Oregon State, part of your basketball slate. Will Anderson of Alabama, the Nagurski Award finalist, along with Jordan Davis and Kayvon Thibodeau of Oregon. Those are the 3 finalists. And Michigan State, close to finalizing a deal for 10 years and $95 million for Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker getting $95 million.
Let's talk Auburn and South Carolina with our man Stan White, former Auburn quarterback, now analyst on the Auburn Sports Network. 6 o'clock ESPN kick, so 3 o'clock airtime for Stan and the gang from up in Columbia. He's on the Pepsi hotline. What's up, Stan? How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well, thanks a lot. So obviously Auburn has to make a quarterback change now when Nick's out. You go to TJ Finley. Would I be wrong in saying the biggest challenge for Mike Bobo in that is knowing the comfort level that Finley, like I'm sure he had, I don't know, what, Stan, 10, 15, 20 plays that he knows Bo Nix loves. I can call those at almost any point. Bo Nix is really comfortable. Do you know that with TJ Finley?
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point in time in the year, he's been the backup the entire year. He's got some decent playing time against Georgia State, a series last week, late in the game. And, yeah, I'm sure they have narrowed down, some go-to plays, so to speak, on, maybe drive starters, maybe second and short, third and long, second and long type of things. because that's these days, you have different skill sets, and you're not going to veer too much from what you run offensively, but there are certain plays I'm sure that TJ Finley likes that maybe Bo Nix did not, and vice versa. There are certain plays I'm sure Bo Nix really was comfortable with that TJ Finley maybe is not as comfortable with. So, yeah, I'm sure they've narrowed that down this point in time in the year.
Stan, from your limited looks at TJ, what does he do well?
Well, he's got a great arm, big time arm. He's got a pretty tight, quick release. He's just a big guy, 6'6", 6'7", almost, probably 240-ish. So he's got a really tight. When I look at quarterbacks and their mechanics and so forth, a lot of times, you want your quarterback, and I'm relating it to more on the baseball side. Quarterback release is more like a catcher release instead of a pitcher release. Now everybody has a different type of arm set and angles and all that, but he's got a very tight release. Throws a good ball, throws a catchable ball. You better be ready to catch it too, because he can put something on it. So the one thing, just because of his sheer size, he can see over a lot of linemen and so forth. So I think that's one of his things, and he's got some experience. I mean, he played for LSU last year. His first start was against South Carolina, did real well. So it'll be obviously a little bit new for him because he hasn't started this year, but I don't foresee it being just like a brand new starter that's never played in the game.
I probably do this too much, Stan, but I always use things that are happening now and compare them to you and your career when you were playing. I don't know if you remember this or not, but in 1991, you too lost at home to Mississippi State. And then the rest of the year played out where you only beat Southwest Louisiana. You lost 3 more games to the rest of the year. But it was to Florida, at Georgia, and to Alabama. This is a road game against a South Carolina team that's not yet bowl eligible. And not that it's not going to be a big challenge, but this is a good game if I'm going to make my first start of the year for TJ Finley, isn't it? There's not many easy places to play in the SEC, but if I got to play anybody, this is a good place to start.
Yeah, well, first of all, I appreciate you bringing up some great memories there. Friends like you, who needs enemies, right?
Yeah. You beat Southwest Louisiana, though. That was my point.
Yeah, exactly. That was what were they, the Raging Cajun?
Yeah, they've already changed their name since then, Stan.
Yeah, so they dissed that one. That was what you call a signature win, right?
Yeah. 50-7. You lit up the scoreboard that day.
Exactly. The thing about it is there's really not an easy, win in the SEC. That's you say that, and that's commonplace. I mean, there are teams, obviously, you don't want to go in and play Alabama and Tuscaloosa as your first start. I mean, definitely, or Georgia. But now South Carolina's got a lot to play for. Obviously, they're 500. They can get bowl eligible. And I tell you what, man, Shane Beamer has done a phenomenal job to get them where they are. They beat the dog breaks off of Florida a couple of weeks ago, and so they're playing hard. And so, but now, if you had your choices of any SEC team to go and play, I would say the ones I wouldn't want to go play first would be the Georgias and Alabamas, and that's for obvious reasons. You're talking about 2 top 5 teams. So, to say it's just going to be an easier venue to play in, it's not. There's no question. Now, this is a new coaching staff, a new team, so in that respect, you would rather go in and play against a new staff and so forth. So I'm dodging your question a little bit. I'm not really answering as much because there's not really an easy venue, to go into, but you certainly wouldn't want to start off with Alabama and Georgia.
Stan White is with us for a few more moments on the Pepsi Hotline, former Auburn quarterback, now analyst on the Auburn Sports Network. What does this defense lose when Owen Popo has been sidelined, which unfortunately has been a lot? He came back, but then he was back out against Mississippi State. What does that do to the defense?
Well, I just think it makes them thinner in that area, which that was an area for depth early in the season, and a lot of experience. I mean, really more experience than depth. So what it does, in a team, when you play a team like a Mississippi State, you're going to run a lot of nickel and dime anyway, so you're going to have less linebackers on the field. But South Carolina is a little different animal than that. So you may have 3 backers, you may have 2 and a big safety coming down. And so I think the biggest thing is that it hurts your experience factor and your depth factor. Wooten's done a good job coming back. Jacoby McClain man, that guy's he's special. I mean, he is just every single year, it seems like he has, triple digits in tackles by the end of the year. And he's just one of the best to go down. And I think he's been a little bit, quite honestly, undervalued his whole career. I mean, when you look at all-time Auburn great, linebackers, Takeo probably is in there, Quentin Riggins, guys like that. But, man, Jacoby McClain, I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, he's up there with all of them. And Owen Pappoe is a really good one as well. He just hadn't been able to play as much. So, yeah, you missed some of that experience, obviously, and some physicality.
I hate to bring up bad memories, but going back last week.
He's already done it. Don't worry.
Go ahead. Let Jim do it again.
Well, I was going to go back to Mississippi State last week. I mean, you're a guy that was a 4-year starter. You played in the NFL for 4 years. I think you've been on the broadcast now for 20 years. 21. Okay. To see a team get up 28-3 to score touchdowns on their first 4 possessions and then give up a 40-0 run. Have you been ever involved in a game that played out like that?
It just kind of dawned on me that there was one similar to that, but there was an Auburn team that was struggled almost the entire year. I want to say it was Gene Chiswick's last year in 2012. Now, don't hold me to it, but I think we go to Morgantown, West Virginia, and play against Pat White up there, and I think they spotted us a 17-0 or 17-3 lead. And I want to say they won like 40-17 or something like that. Now, I may be off a few numbers, but I remember we got up by more than 2 touchdowns, and we're thinking, and this is a West Virginia team that was ranked. Auburn was struggling a little bit. It may have been early on in the year that we didn't know if it was going to be a losing season like it was. But to your point, it's a rarity. I mean, it's something that we were in the broadcast booth looking at each other like, what has just occurred? And hey, you put lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig, right? That second half was not pretty. And I'm sure Brian Harsin and Mike Bobo and Derek Mason would tell you the same thing, and probably those players. I mean, it just, it snowballed. The defense, when they were doing fantastic in the first half, just, could not stop State. And then the offense, when they needed to put a drive together to answer, could not answer. And so what happened. It rarely happens at Auburn, and Auburn has been Auburn's been on the winning side of that as well when they've gotten down quite a bit. And in fact, Philip Marshall, y'all know Philip Marshall, he's been an Auburn writer, I guess, for 40 years. He mentioned some games that Auburn was on the other side of that, and he said he made a very astounding comment. He goes, "It's a lot better to be on the winning side of that comeback, right?" and so one of them he brought up was obviously the Alabama 24-0 in 2010 with the Cam Newton, and of course those are a lot better memories for us than last weekend. But it was not a very pretty second half at all by any means. And hey, credit Mike Leach. I mean, they did hardly other than that last drive of the first half. I mean, Auburn had a magnificent game plan, both offensively and defensively. The second half, Mike Leach, whatever they did, I don't think they did a whole lot of different things, guys, quite honestly. I just think they executed better. And Auburn got to a point where they just couldn't stop them. And they were like, it was like trying to dam up a lake when you got a big hole in the middle. And it was tough.
All right, he is Stan White, former Auburn quarterback, 6 o'clock kick, Columbia, South Carolina, 3 o'clock airtime on the Auburn Sports Network. Stan, thank you for the time. Enjoy Columbia.
My pleasure, guys. Y'all have a safe weekend.
All right, buddy, you too. Stan White with us on the Pepsi Hotline. Hey, remember the holidays right around the corners. Nichols Outfitter, it's just around one corner, not both of them. Nichols Outfitters is maybe the best opportunity you get on getting something you want this season. That's right, Jim, right around the corner. The best deals you'll ever find on Dometic coolers are at Nichols Outfitters. Some models up to 30% off. Take advantage. Got a girlfriend or wife? Tell her this is what you want. Exit 242 in Pelham or online, nicholsoutfitters.com.
Listen, I'm not the one to question anybody's phrasing or saying, but I do it occasionally.
Right.
I think Stan made up a phrase. I've never heard beat the dog brakes off of them. I searched dog brakes or other Southern sayings. Dog brakes does not come up.
Yeah, I think maybe, and I don't want to insinuate Stan was going to use profanity here.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think maybe he was going to say dog
Yep.
poop. Yeah, another word for that. And then realized, I don't know if I can do that.
Yep.
And so he went brakes. It does not make a lot of sense.
I think that's what happened.
Yep.
3 most popular dog Southern phrases.
Dog tired.
Dog tired. It's got to be up there.
Oh, it's on there.
Yeah.
The top 3. Every dog has a few fleas. That's just good advice.
It is good advice. Yep.
Like even if you're dating, you got a son he's got one girlfriend,
right.
is thinking about another
We've all
girl.
got flaws.
You can say, man, every dog has a few fleas.
Every dog has its day.
Yep. I heard a saying about a dog in here back in the other break. I don't think we need to repeat that one.
That's a hard dog to keep on the porch.
I thought it was the big dog is something on the porch.
Always heard about a girlfriend, because I think that's what that's a reference. A hard dog to keep on the porch is maybe you're dating someone.
Yeah.
Always,
she likes to date around.
Yeah, the phrase always heard, if you have to chain up your dog, it ain't your dog.
That's right. Yeah, it's hard dog to keep on the
You
porch.
believe that, right?
Do you like though how I go to my Calhoun County when I throw out those old phrases? If you got to chain up your dog, it ain't your dog.
Now this isn't number 1, but this one I like. Rockstar would tell you he likes it too. It's so dry the trees are bribing the dogs.
Yeah.
When it's a big drought. I think my granddad used that back in the day when we didn't have enough rain for his peas in the garden.
Right.
So dry the trees are bribing the dogs. Stan making up dog breaks or just saving it. Went to beat the brakes off instead of dog poop is what he said there.
I used to call who was the former coach for Arkansas?
Houston Nutt,
Basketball.
Chad Morris, Nolan Richardson.
Dog and heat defense.
The dog and heat defense because they're all over
up
you.
on you.
Yeah, they'll run up on you.
Rubbing that leg.
Yeah. All right, we're back in a moment. We've got our matchups for the weekend. That is next on the next round.
Follow the Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Banking isn't just about your money, it's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. AmFirst was founded for members just like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means services that grow and change with the times to serve you better. Now, every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you, so it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. You can even customize the app, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the #1 priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst. Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. That's amfirst.org, America's first federal credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
It is the American dream to buy your own home. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Mortgage Right wants to make that dream a reality with branches across the country. Mortgage Right has all the resources of a nationwide organization while maintaining the charm of a local lender. Mortgage Right makes home buying simple. If you are looking for a quick and caring mortgage experience, Mortgage Right is your go-to lender. Get started by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. Mortgage Right, NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, if you're looking for a local agent to handle all of your insurance needs, you need to call my good friend James Anthony at the James Anthony Agency, 205-985-7717. Hoover, Birmingham, Northport, and Tuscaloosa has been in business over 20 years. The James Anthony Agency.
Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Farmfolio. If you're concerned about market volatility or inflation, Farmfolio can help you diversify your portfolio into cash-flowing farmland property. We all know about rental real estate. Cash flow and appreciation are the name of the game. With Farmfolio's productive farmland lots, your trees act as the tenants, and they pay you in fruit, which is sold by Farmfolio's international sales team to the likes of Walmart and Costco, ultimately generating cash flow for you. As your cash flow increases, your property value also increases. Just like tenant-occupied real estate, the best part is you don't have to be a farmer. You own, they farm, and you earn. This is the way it works at Farmfolio. For more information, you can go online, check everything out today. Go to farmfolio.net. That's farmfolio.net. Check it out today. If you're concerned about that market volatility or inflation, Farmfolio is your best friend. Go online today, farmfolio.net. Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family, all at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Drunk driving prevention is a priority at Anheuser-Busch. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. Encourage friends to join in the pledge to Decide to Ride on DecideToRide.com. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and the Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The seasons have switched to fall, and it's time for you to change your game day wardrobe with our friends at the Pants Store. For the ladies, all the game day fashion, including bodysuits and those booties, plus a wide variety of clear purses that you need for every stadium. For the guys, all the game day accessories, Yeti coolers, Yeti cups, sunglasses, plus your game day wear from Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Taylor and Mick, and the perfect game day hat. It's all at the Pants Store, 5 locations: Crestline, Leeds, Trussville, Tuscaloosa, or Huntsville, and always online at pantsstore.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. 4 great locations right here in Birmingham. The next time you need one or a set of new tires, do yourself a favor. Stop by, see the guys at Vulcan Tire and Auto. Locally owned and operated with a wide selection of the top tire brands available. The guys there can get you set and get you safely back out on the road. Again, 4 locations in Birmingham: Hoover, Moody, Trussville, and Gardendale. For more information, you can always visit them online. Check them out today, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Back with you on the Next Round. My friends at Backyard Adventure right now, they want you to know that the display sale is underway. So swing by their store and take a look at the displays. You get great value with those wonderful Backyard Adventures for the kids. And they've got a truckload, one more that can still go out in time for Christmas, guaranteed for Christmas. After that, we're starting to book for the spring and summer of next year. The perfect gift for your kids. They got about a handful of forts, the specific forts that are easy to assemble in the backyard. They do all the assembling for you, but the forts are really neat. Got about a dozen of those left. And then all the usual Backyard Adventure forts and play areas and play stations that they have. You can see everything they offer at backyardalabama.com, backyardalabama.com. Unbelievable customer service, because the moment you call them up at 205-4084-FUN, 205-4084-FUN, or go to the website, you will find out that they do everything for you. They'll assemble the play area for you. They'll do landscaping to make it fit to your backyard. When you need it moved, they'll move it for you. They'll tear it down when you're done with it. It's one of those gifts that'll keep giving for your kid from the time they're 3 or 4 until they're ready to drive a car. It's perfect, and the kids will love it. Backyardalabama.com, backyardalabama.com, and check them out online there. All right, spotlight time on this day. We do, it's upset alerts yesterday. Today's the day we do key matchups. We've got 3 different games, 3 different matchups that could help you pick the winner in the game. Every day it's our spotlight, brought to you by AmFirst.
The America's first Federal Credit Union Spotlight.
X's and O's. College football's best matchup.
What AmFirst knows is banking isn't just about your money. It is about you getting help with what you need when you need it. AmFirst was founded for you, and AmFirst has been putting you first ever since.
Everybody loves Dave Aranda right now. Baylor's hot after beating Oklahoma. They got a tricky game with Kansas State this weekend. Losable game?
They lose.
No doubt.
You're calling it now.
Number 11 Baylor loses at Kansas State, says Lance. Tough game. Here's why. Abram Smith has 7 100-plus rushing games. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
You marked all those numbers out.
7 100. But look at Kansas State's rush defense. Number 19 in the country. This game will be played close to the vest. Tricky matchup. If Abram can run again, Baylor can win. Chances are good he can't run like he's used to running, and K-State plays him tough. That's my matchup.
Well, I brought this up last week with Abram Smith and this Oklahoma rush defense that had not given up more than 150 yards on the ground, and Abram Smith went 148 himself. So he was able to get past that defense. Now, some people will say that Oklahoma wasn't focused. I think Kansas State, sitting at 7-3, they will be completely focused. I feel really good Kansas State pulls off. It's not even an upset. They're favored. So Kansas State wins that game.
All right, give me your matchup this week.
So this is the good old classic Wake offense versus the Clemson defense. And I hate to make it this simple, But when you look at Clemson, as bad as the season has been by Clemson expectations, their defense hasn't allowed more than 28 points in a game this entire season. Did you guys realize Dave Clawson's offense has scored at least 35 points in every single game? Wake Forest has the number 2 scoring offense in college football at 44 points per game. The number 3 scoring defense, Clemson,
That's right.
15 points per game. Something's got to give on Saturday. They say defense wins championships.
I think I know what you think gives.
I don't know. It's a tough game.
It is a tough game.
It is a tough game. Is that a correct Paul there? I thought.
I don't know. You tell me. Can we get a close up?
I thought the Tiger had 3, not 4.
No, I thought no,
he's got 4.
No, it's at least 4.
Yeah,
I might be 5.
He's got 4.
Chernobyl Paul.
That looked very bear-esque. I thought it was a bear for a
Here's
second.
the Clemson Paul logo, Jim. It's going to have 4.
4. Okay. Well done.
Actually, Lance did it pretty well if you look at it.
Yeah, very good.
That's an iconic logo.
It is. Remember when Auburn tried to use it in some stuff?
I don't.
It's iconic, but we can't remember what it looks like.
It is iconic. I said it had 4.
I like purple as a color. I don't like their purple.
Yeah, purple orange together is tough for me.
Well, and their purple's a weird.
It is. It's kind of like a
violet.
I don't even know what it is, really. It's like they mixed blue and purple together.
Psychedelic purple.
Yeah.
It's a purple that's been washed a few times.
It's almost faded purple. It's weird.
A grape? Is it a grape?
No, grape I would say is darker. You know, they call Clemson Auburn with a lake. And, you know, because I guess a lot of people see similarities between the two. And it's almost like Clemson wanted to be orange and blue, but we don't want to be all Auburn. So let's go almost blue and make it kind of purple.
Doesn't Auburn have the better lake, though?
Lake Martin?
Yeah.
Well, I think Clemson's a little closer to their lake than Auburn is to Lake Martin.
I think Clemson's lake's on campus. Auburn's lake is a little up the road.
Up 280.
Yep.
I'm going to go to South Carolina and Auburn. TJ Finley is making his first start. And you know what TJ Finley wants a lot of? He wants a lot of these little passes from O to O right there, right?
Actually,
right
it'd be easier
defender.
the other way, Brown, because defender in your face throwing to a wide open wide receiver.
No, he threw it around the defender, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well-
so you
well
want a
played.
defender in his face?
No, I'm just saying you had one in his face if you're going the other way.
Critical, Jim.
There you go. So we're right over the defender right there, just past the
That's
defensive
probably
back.
to scale based on how big Finley is.
Yeah, you're right. He is very large.
You
isn't
know, he dropped a dime right there. Is what
he
he
did.
did.
But you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is?
The
you know
big
what this
tic-tac-toe
represents? No,
board.
you know what that represents?
They're stacking the box.
No, my friend. It looks like those receivers are just covered right up. You know why it looks like that? South Carolina, with 15 interceptions, leads the Southeastern Conference. They're 5th in the nation. And Jalen Foster, with his 5 interceptions, leads the nation. You're going against a ball hawking secondary right there. So it looks like that receiver, he's just covered up, man. There's nowhere to throw that thing. You got to be careful.
1970s game show that reminds you of
Tic-Tac-Toe.
Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares.
I hated the Hollywood Squares.
Me too. Who was always in the middle?
Jim J. Bullock when I was growing up.
Was that the guy that looked like John Denver?
I always remember Whoopi Goldberg in the when they redid it.
No, but there was some guy. Was it Charles Hayden Riley, the guy that was real over the top?
He played something on Bewitched. He was like,
Yeah,
that's who Dunaway's talking
but
about.
there was
Charles
one
Hayden
dude
Riley.
that looked like John Denver, kind of, right?
Well, the guy in the middle, it was always on him to do like the
sexual innuendo
sexual
jokes.
innuendo jokes, or play like he wasn't really paying attention. You had to put the funny guy in the middle square.
You know what I heard about that show is they all drank nonstop.
Oh, I would imagine.
That's the only way that show is entertaining.
Yeah, I would imagine.
These are the best.
Hey, so was David Letterman on Hollywood Squares? Is that what that says, Rockstar? Do you know what I learned today? I bet I'm about to blow your guys' mind.
That he's a Ball State grad?
Who, David Letterman? I knew that already.
Yeah, most people did.
Did you guys know our own Scott Forrester was an intern on the David Letterman show?
Oh, I did not know that.
I learned that today. Do you know how I learned that? Somebody did a little documentary on Scott Forrester and his daughter, Haley, the very talented softball player that some college needs to give a scholarship to, tweeted it out, and I saw it because she tagged Next Round Live. And I went and watched the little piece they did on Forrester, and he was a David Letterman intern.
That
David
is
Letterman
very
show.
interesting.
And I think if Scott will give me a thumbs up on this, I think he actually participated in a top 10 list on camera. That's a thumbs up. How about that? Scotty was in a top 10 list
I
on
thought
camera.
I saw you with stupid dog tricks one night, too. Did you do that?
You know Beth Shelburne, Fox 6.
Yeah.
I think she was a David Letterman intern.
Really?
I think so. Am I right about that, Forrester?
Yeah.
He has no idea.
Y'all don't all know each other? All the interns don't get together every year?
You remember Diane from Upper New York? She was an intern, too.
I mean, how about Forrester being a Letterman intern, though? I bet there's some good stories. You got good stories, Scott? Oh, he shakes his head.
Yeah,
That's a future podcast.
It is. It's horrible radio right now.
Letterman,
but
we don't want to get him canceled,
keep going, Brown. Keep going.
It's a good thing we don't do radio, Jim.
No, I'm just saying we're trying to get a microphone back there for him. We got to do that now that he's got a history. We're starting to learn things. Paul Lynn is
Paul
what
Lynn
everyone
was
is
the
saying.
one who talked like that.
I thought that was Charles Hayden Riley.
I think Paul Lynn was the one that looked like John Denver, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Paul Lynn.
No, I think it was.
Charles Nelson Riley. Is that who you're talking about?
It's Charles Nelson Riley, not Charles Hayden Riley. I think Hayden Riley was an Alabama coach.
That show.
Yeah, I did hate that show too. I thought you were going to say Tic Tac Doe. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one, not as much as the Hollywood Squares.
Card Sharks?
Card Sharks. Loved Card Sharks.
I liked Card Sharks too when I was a kid.
Early gambling, Jim, on Card Sharks.
That's right.
Isn't that where I just went high or low?
Yeah, they would flip it over. And if it was like a 7, ooh. If it's a 2, you knew
I'm going to take my $200. I'm not going to gamble here.
Brown, I feel good about your matchup based on the fact that Dunaway's already said that TJ Finley has a huge game.
Did you know?
I think TJ Finley has a good game, good enough for Auburn to win.
Did you know South Carolina secondary was that kind of a ball hawking secondary though?
I didn't. Until
Jalen Foster leads the nation.
Until we had Shane Beamer on with us earlier.
Seemed pretty confident.
I didn't watch a lot of South Carolina football this year. I'll watch every game now. I'm a huge Shane Beamer fan.
I do too.
I liked him. I liked his interview.
I liked him early. Some of the just post game reactions.
Yeah, I like him. Hey, banking's not just about your money. It's about you getting help with what you need when you need it. AmFirst was founded for you, and AmFirst has been putting you first ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. Show also being brought to you by our friends at Redmont Vodka. If you were doing the Hollywood Squares in the 70s, you could not have Redmont Vodka. It wasn't invented yet. But the show would have been a lot better with Redmont Vodka.
Absolutely.
8 times distilled.
It is, Dunaway. It's 8 times distilled. It's gluten-free, too.
Yeah.
Did you realize that their aim is clarity and taste, color, and smell? It's vodka perfection.
Yeah, Charles Nelson Riley wouldn't have been so bloated if he had had gluten-free vodka.
Well, it's made from corn, which not only makes it gluten-free, it also provides that smooth finish, doesn't have that harsh aftertaste. You can pick it up today, your local package stores, including Beverage Place, Pink Package, your local ABC stores. Also, don't forget about your new favorite Simple Classic Gin, Vulcan Gin, available today.
I'm daring Lance Taylor and his lock to take Louisville tonight.
Do it, Lance.
Yeah, I'll take Louisville.
All right. Yeah. That's very easy.
All right.
Okay.
In this tease right here, we'll find out if Lance takes Louisville when we do the lock when we come back.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280.
It's time to start thinking about employee holiday gifts. Consider getting your hardworking guys a pair of Red Wing boots. Each day, your employees are on the job site helping your company succeed, so reward them with comfort at its best. The Red Wing mobile shoe truck can visit your shop and fit your employees with a great selection of boots. Or Red Wing gift cards can be purchased at your local Red Wing store, available in all amounts. Whichever program you choose, your employees will appreciate the quality, service, and selection from Red Wing shoes, and they'll also be thankful they have such a great boss. Reward your employees this holiday season with Red Wing shoes.
One Man in the Toolbox has provided professional handyman services since 1997. Honesty and reliability are qualities that embody every one of their employees. From residential to commercial, One Man in the Toolbox has the background to help you with almost any project. 823-2111.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters. It's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hey, for the best pizza in Birmingham for lunch or dinner, make it Slice. Go see the Bajalia brothers, Jeff, Jason, and Chris. Slice Pizza and Brew is as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. 2 great locations, Lakeview and Vestavia.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Cardinal Roofing. In business for more than 10 years with 500 5-star reviews on Google and home of the 3-year leak-free guarantee. Cardinal Roofing, 205-900-ROOF. That's 205-900-7663.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our not-for-all-ages podcasts like Bama and Bourbon, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
What are some signs that you may have a low testosterone problem? Is your energy down? Have your workouts not been the same? Do you have problems sleeping? All of these or one of these could be a sign of a low testosterone issue. Whatever the challenge, the Alabama Men's Clinic has a solution for you. I'd invite you to come by the Homewood location, get a medical consultation and some blood work. And if you're medically advised and you start your low T treatments that day in the office, your visit is free. Well, the next question would be this: how do I set up the appointment? You can do it 2 ways. One, by calling 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Or you can go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. There's other signs that you could have a low testosterone problem, like a change in your libido, or maybe you're suffering from depression. Whatever is keeping you from feeling 100%, it's time you find out the answer. Again, call the number 205-598-7000 or go online to alabamamensclinic.com.
The tradition of giving fine art continues with the Daniel A. Moore Alabama Christmas Gift Pack, including the new 2022 Crimson and White Fine Art Calendar, featuring some of the most honored former Alabama players, 1 collegiate classic fine art print signed by the artist, and your choice of 4 Daniel A. Moore beverage mugs, all for only $79, a $115 value. Order now at danielmooreart.com or by calling 1-800-735-2787.
Back with you on the next round. LT is passing out one of our great sponsors right here.
What is this cookie dough magic?
You deserve this. Enjoy.
So this is the Euro.
Euro?
Yeah.
Describe it to me. What am I about to get here?
Biscotti, is that?
Sure.
One of my favorite.
Sure, we can do it.
One of my favorite actors.
Oh, that is so good.
Cookie dough magic. If you have not had it, one of our fine sponsors.
Where do you find it, LT?
Right here in this thing. That's where I get mine.
Oh my gosh,
that's so good.
I don't even know how to describe this.
I really don't either.
It's like cookie dough, but magical.
It's got a little caramel in it. Mm-hmm. Don't you taste that?
I haven't had the red velvet. That's legit too.
Oh, you got red velvet. Yeah. Do you taste the cream cheese icing in there? Does it have a little cream cheese in it? You know, that's going to be it's going to be tough to do the cream cheese icing this holiday season because of supply disruptions.
Thanks, Brown.
There we go.
That crap's good right there, though.
It's our friends at Cookie Dough Magic.
My Lord, that's
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect for the holidays. I mean, pick up. I guess you can do a sampler platter like this.
Well, the owner's there, and you're looking at me.
No, but I'm saying,
can you do a sampler platter like this?
Would you do the sampler platter
absolutely.
like that, or would you just pick up pints and do it like that?
No, I would do a sampler platter like this.
Yeah.
Put this under a tree. I mean, not technically under a tree, but you give it as a gift.
But the Euro, I highly recommend this flavor.
Yeah. Hey, I know you're standing by for the lock edge of your seat. It's brought to you every day by our friends at Iron Mountain Drains
Jimmy
and Plumbing.
Well, no, Jimmy did a shitty job of teasing it.
No, it's called a tease. I'm setting up. I will dare Lance to take Louisville, and then instead of me tossing a break, you jumped in, would say, "Oh, I'll take Louisville." But wait.
Yeah.
Iron Mountain Drains and Plumbing, Iron Mountain Construction brings you the lock. More on them in a second. Tonight, where are you going, LT? College football?
Oh, I don't know, Dunaway.
Do it.
I
dare
guess
you.
I'll go
Do Louisville.
Louisville.
Do you have any thought
minus
behind
the
that?
20? Yeah, I do. So Louisville's coming off their biggest win over a FBS school in 4 years. They destroyed Syracuse 41-3. They haven't turned the football over in 2 games. Malik Cunningham, 5 touchdowns against the Orange last week. He's playing great football. Duke's going to miss out on a bowl game for the 3rd consecutive season. They're sitting at 3-7. They're going the wrong direction. I think Satterfield continues to build on this momentum. I think Louisville wins this game going away win the game by 35 points.
Jeremy Purvis, who is the owner of Iron Mountain Drains and Plumbing and Iron Mountain Construction, I've always wanted to ask you this since you're in studio. IronMountainWorld.com, is that all your businesses in one website? So whatever it is, whether you need plumbing work, drains, plumbing, residential, commercial, or help on the construction site, it's all in one place, IronMountainWorld.com. IronMountainWorld.com. They do your residential and commercial plumbing. They'll take care of your jetter services. I don't know what that means, but it's important. Jetter services. Also, you can get construction help on your construction sites. They're committed to safely supporting the operations of your facility through the execution of quality-driven maintenance services and on-time, on-budget, small capital construction work. They can help you with things like plumbers and pipe fitters and millwrights and iron workers and laborers and operators. Call Jeremy at 205-781-1170. 205-781-1170, or for all of his services online at ironmountainworld.com. Stan White, Shane Beamer on the show earlier today, podcasted at nextroundlive.com.
Do you not want to lock? I mean, do you not want to stake on this?
I do not right now.
Why did you dare me to take Louisville then?
I was just daring you to take Louisville. I may want to stake.
Did you not get that, Brown? I mean, I thought he was going stake.
Well, I think he was just finding a way to tease the segment.
I was trying to do a show, but is it 20 points? Is that what it is? Is it 20? I'll take 20 points, and I'll take a stake with Duke tonight. So we'll do a stake bet. I'll take Duke plus the 20.
Rockstar, he is perturbed, as you would call it.
Very much.
Are you playing the
temple rub next?
You play the Coach Cut on the way out the door. They play one more for him.
Coach Cut tonight on the way out the door, and I'll go Duke plus the 20.
I just don't want to be like I baited you into that because you're the one that set it up like that, and that's typically how you set those up.
I'd love Duke plus 20 tonight for a stake bet. Our stake bets are brought to you by Royal Betting on Highway 31 in Pelham, RoyalBettingInc.com. Check those out. We're dead even right now. Got a stake on Auburn this weekend as well. I forget what else I teased going to break. It was about something else in the football world. Do you even remember now?
I do not.
We've had a lot happen since we were last there. Direct path is what it was. Direct path to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
24/7 Sports had that. They had the teams. Tell me if they missed one here, Lance. Teams with the direct path to the playoff. The most direct, obviously, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State. Those teams continued to win.
Yeah, they're all 4 in.
They are in. So those are easy.
I mean, not even Georgia. Georgia can lose, and they're still in.
Yeah, but the direct path.
Yeah.
The direct path is them continuing to win. There is nothing that can knock any of those teams out if they just win the rest of their games, period. Michigan, their most direct path, 24/7 Sports. Beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten. They really have, maybe their margin for error is a loss to Maryland. I mean, that's 2 losses, but then if you beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten, you're probably still okay if you're Michigan. So I think they may even have a game in hand. I really think that.
2 losses?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, 2 losses, beat Ohio State and Wisconsin to end the year. I think you'll be okay there. Michigan State, pretty much, Michigan State's got to win out now.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even afford. I don't even remember who they play after Ohio State next week.
Michigan State plays
Northwestern, maybe?
Nope. It might. Is it not?
No.
Hang on, I'll tell you real quick.
It's somebody pretty good, though.
Is it? So because you keep saying it's going to fall off the planet for them.
Oh, it's Penn State.
Oh, that's right. Michigan State, Penn State.
Yeah. Michigan State wins out, they're in.
Yeah, see, their problem there is, Michigan State's problem there is, if they turn around and lose to Penn State, then they don't go to the Big Ten championship game. Because that'd be 2 conference losses for them. And Ohio State would still just have the 1 conference loss unless Michigan won. So their most direct path is basically to win out. Notre Dame, according to 24/7 Sports, their direct path requires a lot of things.
A ton.
Loss by Alabama, Oregon, and Cincinnati. That's all Notre Dame needs is a loss by Alabama, Oregon, and Cincinnati. And some would argue even 2 losses by Cincinnati.
So really this story is not about direct paths. It's the ones that are more interesting are the ones that are not direct paths. They're the non-direct paths. Like Notre Dame, that's interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess that is more of an indirect path. I think I actually added that one. They stopped there, 24/7 Sports, and I'm like you thought.
They should hire you.
Like you, I thought, well, it's a little more interesting if you look at some of the indirect paths. Oklahoma State. Do you believe Oklahoma State wins out in their end?
I don't think they're going to win out, but I think what is interesting is
No. If they win out, are they in? I'm not asking if you think they'll win out. If they win out, are they in?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
really?
not if.
So what's their path?
Oh, they've got to.
They've got to win out, and
Oregon's got to lose.
Oregon or Cincinnati has to lose, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think both have to lose.
Both?
Because I think what happens if Oregon loses this week, I said this yesterday, Cincinnati will be number 4.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's going to be really difficult to jump Cincinnati at that particular point now that Oklahoma's got a loss.
Wake went out and in?
No.
I don't agree. I don't think so either. So what are they? No path. No, they've got a path.
They have no path.
They've got a path.
There's not enough losses that could get them in, you don't think?
I don't think there's enough losses that gets Wake in.
Yeah.
Really?
I think there is.
Stack them up.
I can do it real quick for you.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, let's just put Georgia there.
All right. Georgia beats Alabama.
Alabama loses one of these next 2 games.
All right. Arkansas or Auburn?
Yeah. Or just Alabama loses to Georgia.
Okay. 2-loss Alabama.
2-loss Alabama. I think Wake undefeated.
Well, they've got a loss.
The one loss, I think,
yeah, there's no path.
Yeah.
With one loss.
Okay, no, let me take that back. Alabama loses to Arkansas or Auburn, and then loses to Georgia.
So they're done.
So Alabama's out.
That's one out. That's one out.
Michigan loses to Ohio State.
They're out. That's
done.
2. They would jump that. Yep, I would agree.
Michigan State loses this
To
weekend to Ohio
that's
State.
2 losses.
So we're going to
They're
give
out.
Ohio State in. Ohio State's
So
in.
now we got 2 of the
at that
4.
point.
Half the field is in.
Half the field's in.
Okay.
All right.
Oregon
loses to Utah.
loses this week. They're out.
They're out.
I mean, that 2-loss Oregon is going to be behind a 1-loss Wake Forest.
Cincinnati.
Really? You think 2-loss Oregon?
I do think
I think
so, Jim.
Who
I
beat
do think
Ohio
so.
State,
Yeah,
who's
they
in the playoffs.
They also lost to Stanford.
Yeah.
And then I think Wake wins out. I think they're in.
I think.
What'd you do with Cincinnati? What'd you do with Notre Dame?
Cincinnati's got to lose a game.
Yeah.
All right. So
Notre
they're gonna
Dame
lose.
probably needs to lose again. You're not going to put one loss Wake Forest ahead of one loss Notre Dame. So the only loss is to Cincinnati.
Depends on how Cincinnati ends this.
Baylor, there's no chance for Baylor. Even a win-out Baylor.
Baylor's got multiple losses.
Ole Miss, there's no chance. Even a win-out Ole Miss doesn't get to Atlanta.
Now, I will say Oklahoma or Oklahoma State.
Well, I was
Big
getting to
12s.
Oklahoma at 13.
They would jump Wake.
Yeah.
So
With one
win
loss.
out.
Yeah. If Oklahoma wins out, they're in probably. They just got one loss, right?
They do just have the one loss. So you think
to Baylor on the road.
To Baylor on the road. So
Yeah.
you think if they win out, they're in though?
No. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They've been punished all along.
I mean, unless Ohio State and Oregon went out as well, and then Alabama beats Georgia. Those 4 teams that are there, if they're all there,
not going anywhere.
there's no path. But
Yeah.
if Georgia beats
Interesting.
Alabama,
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma still has a path to get there.
At 13, that's a lot of ground to make up.
Can't see a way Wake Forest gets in.
Nobody this deep in the season has ever come outside of the top 10.
I think this late in the year, number 9's the number, right?
I think you're right, which will get you through Oak State.
Yep. Part of our show being brought to you by Brown's friend Tom Beckby. Man, if you're looking for a great gift.
Man, you know what that old guy did, Dunaway?
A whole store of them right
he's
here.
a daggum Alabama guy, and he was out there hunting, and he's like, you know what I'd like? I'd like me a good hunting jacket. I'll see if I can find one. You know what he couldn't do?
Not one he liked.
Couldn't find one. So you know what he did? He made his own. He said, I'll make my own daggum jackets, man. So what he did was make his own outdoor apparel line, and you can see it now in the Tom Beckby store in Mountain Brook Village. It is a local business with the goal of outfitting you for the outdoors in Alabama and wherever the road takes you. Mountain Brook Village or online, tombeckby.com. That's BECKBE, tombeckby.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Hello, I'm J.L. Shea, and 4 generations of Sheas have run our business in the same spot in downtown Homewood. People ask me from time to time why we do what we do. I can tell you that it's just not all about the clothes, although we are a little obsessive about the brands we bring into our store. No, we do what we do because of people just like you. And through all these years, I've learned one critical lesson. The most important part of a man's wardrobe is fit. When your clothes fit, they feel like part of you, not just something you put on in the morning. You move more easily, you feel more confident. And fit is not an accident or a matter of luck. It shows whether you're buying a made-to-measure suit, a jacket off the rack, or a pair of jeans. We're going to ensure that the fit is perfectly you. Come see us at Shea's. I promise you'll notice a difference. That's Shea's in downtown Homewood, where we have been since 1922.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at HydroLife Therapy. Boost your immune system today with HydroLife Therapy. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service at the Birmingham and Tuscaloosa locations. If you're unable to make it to HydroLife, a nurse can actually come to your home or office. You can visit them online today, hydrolifetherapy.com. HydroLife Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood 9 to 6 and Tuscaloosa 10 to 6.
Iron Mountain Construction is an industrial services company with over 500 people available for your situation and needs. They are committed to safely supporting the operations of your facility through their execution of quality-driven maintenance services and on-time, on-budget small capital construction work. And they offer support with plumbers, pipe fitters, millwrights, iron workers, laborers, operators, and more. Call the office of Iron Mountain Construction, 205-781-1170 for Jeremy Purvis and Iron Mountain Construction.
Celebrate the gift-giving season with Bromberg's Vietri Holiday Collections. Italian-made and hand-painted, 20% off all Vietri purchases all week long. Make it a holiday to remember with new additions to Bromberg's best-selling Lastra Holiday and Old St. Nick patterns. Handcrafted, timeless artwork for your table with authentic Italian craftsmanship and quality. And did you know you can also create a wish list at Bromberg's? Make it easy for Santa to get you exactly what you want for Christmas this year by creating a Bromberg's wish list. And you can unwrap a gift from Bromberg's that you love.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. As you guys know, the team at Hemphill Services are my go-to guys for all things heating and cooling. Recently, a unit went out in the house. Of course, Hemphill were the guys I called. Always professional, always courteous. Hemphill Services, they've been serving Birmingham since 1954. They're who Birmingham trusts. They're who I trust to do the job right and at a fair price. Hemphill Services, independent train dealer, and they service all makes and models for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. Do it now. 205-229-2090. That's 229-2090.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters. It's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
All right, we polished off a lot more of the cookie dough magic and gave it to all of our guests in the commercial break. All the great locations, perfect for the holidays.
Yeah, Chris and Melissa do such a great job with this locally owned dessert shop. 13 flavors of the edible cookie dough. Rockstar had the red velvet back there.
Oh, I may have had 2.
We had the Euro.
Maybe.
But 3 locations, Birmingham, Trustful, Huntsville. You can nationwide ship now. Anywhere you are listening to us, or if you want to ship it anywhere right now in the nation, you can do that. Go to mycookiedoughmagic.com. That's mycookiedoughmagic.com.
People on the move. Oregon sophomore wide receiver Micah Pittman, son of Michael Pittman, the former NFL player, is on the move, leaving Oregon in the portal. Had a lot of catches last year. He's played in all the games this year. Not a lot of catches. He's on the move, not happy with the way things are going with the Ducks.
Yeah, and I thought he would have been a bigger factor in Joe Moorhead's offense and on special teams this year. And you know what's odd about this is this late in the season when everything's in front of Oregon, all they've got to do is win out and you're in the college football playoff. Why would you hit the portal when you have an opportunity to win a championship?
At least get a ring or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to, but you could get a Pac-12 ring.
Yeah, and he's on
right?
the field.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to try one again this weekend. Michigan State, 4 of 6 on flea flickers this year. 4 touchdowns on 6 flea flicker plays.
How can you run the flea flicker that much?
Different ones, Brown.
I mean,
same series.
How did you change it up that much? It's literally a guy turning around, flipping it back to the quarterback.
Are they the team that did the screen pass?
No, that was
Purdue.
That was Purdue.
That was phenomenal.
I do think Kenneth Walker has been that effective, and so you fear him once he touches ball. Maybe.
But I mean, don't you feel like you get maybe 2 flea flickers a year if you're a team? Like most teams don't ever even run it anymore. It's hard to believe you can run it that many times.
4 of 6 there. Okay, we got one more developing story and people debating on whether or not it could happen or not happen after Rockstar tells us about his guy.
It's Adam Mestre at MD Realty. You know that Adam is a third-generation realtor, born and raised in Birmingham, so he knows the area. You want a guy like Adam to find a house for you? Why rent when you can buy? Buying a home is the largest financial decision you will make, so make sure you are using an agent that you can trust to help walk you through this process. Call Adam Mestre for a free home evaluation at 205-422-0589 at MD Realty. We make house calls.
Nevin Shapiro is the infamous booster of the Miami Hurricanes. He's the guy who made Miami really, really good because he spent millions, or at least hundreds of thousands, most people say millions of dollars, doing name, image, and likeness before there was name, image, and likeness with Miami Hurricane players.
Don't you think Miami would take him back right now?
Oh, Nevin?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they have. Well, or at least he wants them to.
Nevin Shapiro texts Dan Wetzel, national columnist for Yahoo, and tells him that Lane Kiffin is the number one target for Miami. Two things here. One, Manny Diaz still has a job. Got to get that guy. Got to get the body out of the house first.
I'll say this. We said weeks ago that we believe Tyler Van Dyke, the freshman quarterback who's playing so well, could save that job for Manny Diaz. That was an 8-point lead I think they had in the fourth quarter where they lose to Florida State.
That was a horrible loss for them.
Now they've got Virginia Tech and then they close at Duke. They should beat Duke, but this is a very losable game this weekend. If they finish 6-6, I don't know.
Andy Slater is a talk show host, on-air personality. He breaks news weekdays 3 to 5 on Fox Sports 640 radio.
You think he takes himself seriously?
An iHeart station down in Miami, Florida.
I break news.
He breaks news, he says, in his SlaterScoop.com podcast that he does, and also his radio show. He says today, Slater Scoop, Lane Kiffin would leave Ole Miss for the University of Miami if the Hurricanes head coaching job were to open. Multiple sources close to Kiffin tell me. That's what Andy Slater, and of course, he's like the Chris Carter of radio. All he does is break news.
I mean, my gosh, how serious does that guy take himself?
Connor O'Gara of Saturday Down South says, sure, guy, keep living in this fantasy world in which Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss for Miami. The last SEC head coach to leave for another Power 5 job without getting fired or resigning was?
Dennis Franchione?
James Franklin.
James Franklin.
Vandy to Penn State 2014.
Which, that makes sense. I have heard that Lane Kiffin has had a fascination with the Miami job, but that was when Miami was Miami. Now, maybe he believes he could recreate that. We all agree Ole Miss is a much better job right now.
There's no doubt.
Can you imagine if he took the Miami job, though? If he wants it, I'll ask you guys this.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
If you find out, if you're Miami, and I know they've got an interim athletic director right now, and I forgot what the girl's name is, but if you find out that Lane Kiffin said, if you guys offer me this job, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Do you get rid of Manny Diaz?
In a heartbeat. And I hate to say that because I like Manny Diaz, but I think, with what Lane Kiffin brings, Feldman mentioned it the other day in the interview. Was he on with us yesterday, Feldman? When I asked him about Lane Kiffin and the fact that Ole Miss is the best job it's ever been right now. It has never been a better job than it is at this moment. And he agreed with me, but he did mention Miami, that there's some sort of pull. And Bruce, don't forget, he's pretty tied down there to Miami. He's got pretty good ties. He's written a couple books about that place.
Keep in mind that Lane Kiffin was on game day this past week, and he made a point. I can't remember if during his pick segment he was picking Miami to win a game or what this past weekend, but he made a point to say,
if he was, he got it wrong.
you guys know I still have a house down in Boca.
Yeah, it was a nice house, too. I remember seeing some photos of it.
From his Florida Atlantic days. But he made a point on national TV with the college football world watching to say, much like I believe Will Healy back on game day number 1 back in Charlotte after they'd won the night before, he was on game day, and he made a point to say, I grew up a Georgia Tech fan. I think he was sending a message to Georgia Tech.
Put a little chum in the water.
I would love to have that job someday. Lane Kiffin, I still have a house down in Boca.
Do you think if you had the notifications back in the day when he was Florida Atlantic's coach of the Ring doorbell when somebody was coming in and out?
Your phone battery died.
You think you get dizzy?
Phone battery died. I just don't. I would not put anything past coaches anymore. I've seen coaches make weird moves. That's
a weird move.
It's a backwards move. With Lane, though, I would kind of get it. You know what I'm saying?
Jim, on our Farmfolio Twitter feed at Next Round Live, I believe Lane Kiffin should be Florida's next target, the Gators. Another coach that still is occupying the chair right now, Dan Mullen. I like Lane Kiffin. I like him at Ole Miss. I would like him at LSU.
Scott Strickland probably would not make that hire?
Probably not. I'm telling you, man, I think Lane's such a good fit at Ole Miss. He is. I don't know that he can recreate this everywhere.
Well, here's what I would say if I was old. I guess Jimmy represents Lane.
Jimmy Sexton? Yeah, he has.
We'll just assume.
Yeah. I would make the call, hey, Jimmy, I don't know about you, but I think I've got a bigger track record than Mel Tucker and what you just got him at Michigan State. To me, Ole Miss is a better job. Give me that, and we can secure all of these rumors, and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Something to keep an eye on with Lane Kiffin over the next few days. Remember, the coaches carousel will spin fast on these big jobs because signing day is coming up very soon. Mortgage Right ends the show. We appreciate them being a part of it. We're back with you tomorrow. Give me 15 good seconds on Mortgage Right.
Yeah, hey, their top priority, helping you navigate the home buying landscape, and their team of experts. They are here to answer questions, provide solutions, whether you're in the market for your first home or looking to refinance the one you're already in. Mortgage Right is here to guide you. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR.
All right, football tonight, Louisville and Duke. I've got Duke plus 20 tonight at home. And go Blazers, UAB in South Carolina. We'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios.